I'm on it.
Hello. Good morning and welcome. You are on the mountain with Kevin, and it is time for I don't know. I'll be right back.
Hello, good people of Brickland. This is Kevin filling in for Ricardo in La Montaña for the next couple of minutes. Hello, Bushwhack. It is nice to see you, good sir. Rick is doing something in the kitchen as I am here doing my thing. What's up, Mortstock? Nice to see you in the house as well. I do not believe we know each other, even though you are a mod, but glad to see you here. I don't know what Rick is planning to do tonight. I am planning to hang out while I do other things and chat with all you lovely party people. What else? Play to earn is a joke, but we all knew that already. So, that was blunt, right? I'm writing a novel and simultaneously building a game off that novel, and that's a thing that I'm personally doing. The novel and the protagonist don't have names yet, and I've decided to very much distance my way from the cyberpunk canon as put forth in the cyberpunk tabletop lore books, because I genuinely find the canon as it currently stands to be kind of reductionist in relation to Night City and in relation to the geopolitical predicates that inform the structure of the world. Now, one of the challenges in working with that world, it's not the corpo dominance, but it's really the centricity of Night City, which is not a problem in and of itself, but which can be very much be a problem as it pertains to creating gigs or standalone narratives that one might want to use to take them out of Night City, and moreover to reimagine the nature of cyberpunk in relation to ongoing events. Now, when we think of some of the original cyberpunk authors like William Gibson, Alice Tiptree, Neil Stephenson, etc., we think of these worlds that they went on and created, and they're lovely worlds. And they were used to inform the official cyberpunk canon, which was written before today's events occurred. But as we approach AI, as we approach dystopia, some of the technologies that these authors and that the canon builders predicted came about. But what did not come about was that geopolitical baggage that's kind of hard-coded in the lore of the game, the tabletop. And I find that troublesome, and to be something that I definitely need to address as I write and as I work on this project. So, for example, my novel / game are both set in well, I don't know the exact year yet. I haven't decided, but somewhere in the 2040s. By that time, Russia has collapsed. Because, Russia, which began to expand under the Tsars, Russia was originally like the size of fucking Delaware. Russia was a non-entity in real terms. And it's realistic to think that Russia could at some point in time implode because of the honestly suppressed ethnic conflict that's resulted from the Putin regime. So, for example, one of the premises of my book, the core setting of a large portion of it is Moscow, but Moscow is now located in far eastern Poland. Moscow is not part of Russia in my book. Now, do I think that in the real world Poland will ever take Moscow? No. But do I think Russia will remain in the form that it currently is ad infinitum? Absolutely fucking not. So in that respect, I think the idea underlying what I'm doing is to attempt to give myself a greater amount of leeway is the wrong word, but something anyway. Not leeway. What's the word I'm looking for? Creative freedom, creative license would both be good words to describe what it is. I guess I'm trying to build the world in a manner that fundamentally reflects my own, perhaps, view of what the coming dystopia is going to resemble. And I know that it's dark to start with the premise of pending dystopia, but with AI progressing at the pace that it is, I genuinely don't see any other realistic premise in that regard. So I'm working with that from the baseline. Now, as I move forward, I also think that not sticking with the canon is somewhat liberating, in as much as it provides someone with the ability to write a micro or meso level narrative that is can have macro level implication.
What the fuck
Welcome.
are you talking about?
The cyberpunk canon and how I'm not abiding by it because I find it constrained.
Alright. Well, fuck it. Fire the torpedo. Fuck the cannon.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, so, welcome. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Have you guessed what I'm thanking you for yet?
Did you make a huge batch of rice and beans or something?
No. Guess number two, go.
Say what?
Guess number two, go. Hint, are you watching the stream?
Yes.
Okay.
You're clearly eating something that looks very yummy. And you seem to be enjoying it. Oh, you got some tendies. Nice. Were they on sale at a good price?
I showed up and wifey was like, tell Kevin, thanks.
Oh,
Look in the freezer and tell Kevin, thanks. You put the idea of nuggies in her head, so she got nuggies and chicken fries and tots.
Nice. Did she get a good price on them? Do you happen to know?
No. I shrugged, but I forgot about the delay.
No. Yeah, no. But it's like, yeah, we had some, I don't remember what night, but fuck, aren't nuggies good, dude?
Yes, they're great.
Like, even a bad
I wish
chicken,
I had some Smacky Mama sauce right now.
How did you manage to run out of that?
Because I no longer work at that establishment, sir.
Wait, that was produced by the place you were working at?
Not produced by, but made in-house, yeah.
Okay, then that means there are multiple varieties of Smack Your Mama sauce.
Oh, of course. But I'm referring to
Oh.
that particular one. I'm not saying
You
I
know
couldn't
what?
make one, but I also lack certain key ingredients.
Do you know what they are?
Yeah, I made it all the time.
Oh, and you know the full range of ingredients that are to be found in it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's impressive.
I mean, it's really not hard. It's fucking
No,
Frank's
what-
Red Hot or some variation thereof, and cayenne, and paprika, and blackening seasoning, and ghost pepper powder.
That's it?
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing special. It's just fucking amazing.
But I'm surprised that it's that good given that they're using Frank's Red Hot as their base. Because, like, let's be real, Frank's Red Hot is a little bit on the acidic side.
I mean, technically, they're not actually using Frank's Red Hot, but they're using basically a Red Hot knockoff.
Okay, yeah. No, yeah, that makes sense. Because obviously they don't want to pay the price of full Frank's Red Hot, right?
Right?
I mean, who does want to do that?
So anyway, the other kind of crazy thing about that is, so of course we got fresh produce, so I got some celery and some carrot sticks as well, and I do have some good sauces. She also picked up a honey mustard and a Caesar, because I'm a Caesar man. Best sauce ever. Hail Caesar.
It's pretty good sauce.
That is the one situation in which I actually agree with Jesus. Render unto Caesar that which is Caesar's. Greatest sauce of all time. Fight me, bitches.
I don't know if many people would be fighting you. I mean, some might say that some sauces are equal to Caesar dressing, but I think it's
Bushwhack, can you
irrefutable.
hear me right now? I was not here for a while. That's why you couldn't hear me. Go ahead. Continue, Kevin.
I'm pretty sure that some people would argue that some sauces are equal, but to say something is superior to Frank's Red Hot, to Caesar dressing, would be, I mean, only a fool would do that. So yeah, no, for the most part, I'm in congruence with that. The thing is, though, with Caesar, we have to be real. Like, if the Caesar is bad Caesar, it is bad news.
Oh well, yeah, no, I'm not gonna deny that.
Like,
I'm
I
not
will
gonna say
that-
there's no such thing as a bad Caesar. That's like saying there's no such thing as a bad Bloody Mary, or in that instance as well, a bad Caesar. Hey,
Yes.
how you like me now? Consistency wins, bitches.
I would say, and this might be a controversial premise for you, is that a bad Caesar dressing will be worse than a bad ranch dressing. Because the ranch dressing is so, it has no character at the baseline, right? So
I would say that a bad Caesar is worse than a really good ranch. I would not say that a bad Caesar is worse than a bad ranch. But then, to be fair, a really good ranch is a bad ranch to me.
there you go. That's the issue. Yeah.
I mean, I can fully acknowledge that my viewpoint on this particular one is extremely skewed.
Yeah, I mean, one of the reasons I might like ranch in certain situations is that, to be honest with you, I was not exposed to ranch dressing until I was in graduate school. Because it was never a thing in my house. I don't even fucking know if it was available, to be honest with you.
Yeah, like my taste in dressings started with Catalina and then went to French and graduated to Italian. And like ranch was never a thing in my house. I remember occasionally going with veggie dips, but
Yep.
even then, like I would always go to the other dips that were available because my mom did charcuterie fucking amazing.
Yeah, I grew up with Catalina as the main dressing of interest in my house too. At some point, my grandfather shifted to Thousand Islands, which I'm not a fan of, but
Oh, I hate
I think
Thousand Island.
I think I followed him there because I like my grandfather. I more than I like Thousand Islands. So I mean, my grandfather when I
Make
grew
check
up,
1 2 1 2
and
1
up
2.
till the day he died, claimed that he was allergic to onion. But if you would cut up onions tiny, I mean, he would survive the onions. He just claimed to not like the way they tasted, but if he didn't know they were there, he would obviously eat the shit. Now, when I put him into his first of 2 retirement homes, he told them, when they asked him if he had any allergies, he said onion. And they were like, we've never heard of this. And then, like, apparently they consulted a doctor who's like, said, I've never heard of this. We have onions in all our food. What are we gonna do? And so they called me, and I'm like, oh yeah, he basically made that up. Just don't give him any onions he can see. And yeah, that's my
Riveting story about
exactly.
onions.
Exactly.
See, ogres are like onions.
Mm-hmm. Was it you or Steven that ate a raw onion sandwich a couple of days ago?
Probably Steven. I'm not afraid of raw onion, but I don't eat it like a fruit or as a sandwich.
My father-in-law says it's good with mayonnaise.
Yeah, no, see, I don't care for mayo either, so that's a
No,
double
know.
lose for me, sir.
Yes, I know your issues with mayonnaise, sir.
Issues? I mean, I wouldn't go that far.
The trauma that mayonnaise has inflicted upon you is...
Yeah, it killed my father. Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You motherfucker.
So what did you do this weekend, Rick, on the mountain?
Worked.
Oh yeah, I forgot you do that.
Yeah, I do that.
Not really, but I was conceptualizing of you having a day off, which was Thursday.
Yes. What the fuck did I do Thursday? Not enough, I'll tell you that. Did some putzing around in the garden. Took care of some things around the house. And, other things.
Oh, lovely. Was it a good day at least?
It was great. And it could have been better. But then I got amazing.
There you go. That's what matters most, my friend. Oh. Yeah, and I've just been sitting around trying to catch up on things, get shit done. What about
Oh
Atomic
shit, I
Holiday?
still had the music playing, that's why. God damn it. So I just hit you for 1.15 scrap on a 20.32% roll.
That's not very good, is it?
Not at all. I roll for shit every fucking time I hit you, I swear to God.
I haven't claimed in like 3 days, so let's see what I
I
get.
just did 5 attacks. You were the first one. 20%, 1.15. The next one, 8.33%, 0.41. The next one, 96.8%. Not complaining there. 5.37. Next roll, 36.44%, 2.32 scrap. Next roll, 81.19, 6.42 scrap.
I just claimed 4.65 scrap in spite of top 8 claim.
And I have upgraded my damage to 120 with the weapon 123, and my defense is 180.
Alright. Just attacked 8 people and got 16 scrap.
Nice.
No, 19. It just keeps adding. I guess the algo hadn't running.
Yeah, it does take some time to catch up.
Yep. So that was a good little run there. updating the leaderboard for my long haulers competition as we speak,
Cool.
which is very tedious. I should just write a program to do it, but I cannot find the motivation, and I can't decide if it should be in C# or in Python. Or maybe it would need to be in C++, which I don't know how to write. That would be problematic. So when you say you've been fucking around with Foundry, what have you been up to?
Installed it.
Okay.
Been working with it a little bit, watching a few videos on how to use it because it's a little bit of a learning curve.
Is it a good learning curve?
Yeah, there's a lot of shit that it can do.
Nice.
Think like Photoshop level learning curve. Like there's a lot of shit to do, but because of that, it's so fucking powerful.
Yeah. What I gathered was that you could basically like create like full wheel maps and just throw them in there.
Yep.
And can you actually make your players' representations move along them?
My players will be controlling their own tokens.
Oh wow. That's what the server does.
Yeah.
Ah. That is super interesting. Now I wonder if the tokens will need to be uploaded to the server as well, or if they're just hitting the API.
I don't know. We'll get into those details more
No,
as.
it doesn't matter. I'm just curious.
But honestly, like, have you downloaded the program on your computer?
Don't you have to pay to download it?
No.
Oh, well then I will in a minute.
Yeah, because as a player, like all of you guys will be using it as players as well,
Okay.
and that's how you control your own shit.
What do you get with the license?
The ability to run the campaign.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That makes quite a bit of sense now, doesn't it?
Yeah. You guys get to play, I get to create.
Yeah, no, that part is dope. So it's foundry.what again?
FoundryVTT.com.
Yeah, I got it. Foundry VT. No, I want to register as well, right, I presume?
Yes.
Primary. Is it okay if I just have my display name as Primerogue, or should it be something else?
You can do whatever you want for that.
Okay.
Mine is Rick because they wouldn't give me Rick on the Mountain.
Why?
Too long. And I wasn't going to do Rick on the Mountain.
Yeah. Understandable. So is this the highest end one on the market right now?
One of the top two. And I like the model better than Roll20.
Okay. And this one does have the perpetual license as well, right?
Yeah, I bought it for $50. I don't have to pay any more ever.
That's a pretty sweet deal. I have to say.
And they offer a server for $6 a month, or they also offer a marketplace where the average rate is about $5 a month.
That's ridiculous. My whole fucking server is $6.50 a month. Like, seriously? $6 a month to run that?
Well, there you go. After we get mine set up, you can
Yeah.
Make some money off of yours.
Well, no. I mean, I wouldn't monetize my server in any way, shape, or form. I mean, that would just be kind of silly. Because, like, if there's downtime or whatever, you know. Now, to be fair, it doesn't have much downtime, but...
I understand that, though.
Yeah, but I bought the, I mean, it is like an extra 80 cents a month for, server backups. Wait, how am I supposed to download it? It says you cannot download it without a software license.
Well, shit, I need you to have it anyway, so give me a moment and I will send you mine.
But you can't download it more than once, and it can't be downloaded on another account.
And no, it does say that it can be downloaded multiple accounts. We just can't be in it as a DM together.
Oh, so I guess you're going to need it to send it to everyone who plays as a player.
Something like that. I know I need to send mine to you and Ben anyways.
Okay, yeah.
And also, I'm going to be making a Dragon Memories Twitch and YouTube for the stream. Or for the gameplay.
So you're going to do this distinct from your Rick on the Mountain channel?
Yes.
Is the Twitch going to be Dragon Memories or Rick on the Mountain?
Dragon Memories.
No, that's an interesting choice.
I mean, it is the world of Galil.
No, but that means out of the box you don't have monetization potential. Because you have to hit affiliate.
I'm confident that we will within our first couple of episodes.
No, you will. That's not the issue. And I mean, I shouldn't have been, but I was like, there is a lot, not a lot, but there are a fair number of people running games and posting them on YouTube. The issue I have with them is that a lot of them fucking suck.
Okay. I'm actually very keen to know. How so?
I find their campaigns to be kind of tacky, or the DMs to just be like hamming it up for the camera. No real character development seems to be taking place in a lot of them. On the other hand, some of them seem pretty dope. Like the one I very much like is. I'll tell you the one I like and the one I dislike, if you care to know. The good DM. Some guy named Mike Pons.
Who dat?
No, some professional DM. Pretty dope dude. And the one that I've watched that I didn't like was
Send me links.
yeah.
Mike Tonsmith here, a creator of Cyber.
In Roundtable?
Or yeah, that works.
Like this guy. He's running a cyberpunk campaign. There are a few other cyberpunk ones I did not like, but I didn't call their name. The guy I really disliked. His is like way overproduced. It's not coming up in my.
All right, so thumbs up to Realmsmith.
What's Realmsmith?
The channel that you sent me on the first link.
Oh, Dimension 20 is the channel I can't stand.
Thumbs down to Dimension 20. Got it.
Oh, but you might like it. I mean, it's all a matter of taste. But I mean, I'm not saying I have perfect taste in.
No. Don't sell yourself short, because as much as your personal taste may or may not align with the greater majority, you are part of my campaign, and therefore your taste is heavily weighted in this matter.
Yeah, fair. I one of the issues.
I was asking specifically how to be a better DM for you.
Yes, and that is the most important question a DM should ask, I've read.
So I'm very glad to have this is a good one and this is a bad one, even though I don't really care about Cyberpunk. I'm going to analyze both of these.
Well, I think the main difference is that Cyberpunk guy includes a lot more detail, and he's not so much telling the story as he is allowing his players to tell their story. Whilst the other dude is just telling a story.
Got it.
So
It is the character's story. I have an awesome ass world.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's your story.
Yep. The one I don't like did do this thing though that I did like, but in a way I didn't like it, which I would find super cool if I ever ran a Cyberpunk campaign, where each player has like a solo campaign with a very short solo campaign with the DM prior to all the characters coming together, like maybe 15-20 minutes. And that will yield some results for the main game as they go in. I thought that was cool.
I like to do that kind of stuff away from the table.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think, yeah, I don't know.
Because yes, it's awesome and it really does help build the campaign, but when you do it at the table with the other players, it feels like you're taking away from them. And even if you share the spotlight evenly, it still feels bad for the rest of the table while it's happening if it's like 15-20 minutes.
No, what he did is, I think he ran them in advance, and then as, like, the characters were being introduced to the, like, YouTube viewing audience, he, like, kind of fast did each one in 2 to 3, maybe 4, 5 minutes each.
Okay.
Because the audience obviously has to come to know the characters that the players are playing, right? Like their backstories, their races, all that stuff. So I thought that was a cool thing, but...
All right. So, as one of the committed players, since we already announced 7 p.m. my time for the session 0, we're going to stick with that, but we're going to run the campaign at 8 on Thursdays. Give our Australian friends a little bit of a nicer morning, and also gives me a little bit more leeway.
8 your time will be 9:30 their time, right?
Yes.
9:30 a.m. Okay.
So I'm sure that they will be happy to hear that they have an extra hour.
Yeah, no, I very much think so. I think that's a good idea too. Yeah, I mean, doesn't change anything for me. Yeah.
As an addition to that, I'm going to be taking Mondays and or Thursdays off for the next while. And then once the campaign starts, it'll probably be both.
Oh, from streaming, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have Mondays off and Thursdays off, so why the fuck wouldn't you?
Exactly. Like those are the 7-hour days.
Yeah.
Because those are when it was that other channel, and then with Steve on that other channel, and then, I mean, Thursdays I've pretty much been skipping more often than not. Like,
Yeah, I've seen you on a few times.
and
for the most-
there's really no theme to it. And that's
Oh,
also
fair.
going to allow me to use those nights to be more effective on my 3 remaining nights and set up separate things so that New Game Tuesday feels different from World Building Wednesday.
Yes. That makes perfect sense. Now, what was I gonna say here?
Words.
So, how long do you think that each session in the campaign is gonna last?
Plan
like a
for
nice-
4 to 5 hours.
Okay,
Ideally,
I'm good.
like I think
Obviously,
4 to 5 hours for most of the sessions, and maybe another hour, 1 session a month, and then we're gonna skip the first week of the month.
Mhm.
We're gonna play the other 3 Thursdays, and if there's a 5th Thursday, then someone else gets to DM a one-shot for the group.
Whoa, that's fun. And I guess we'll be doing a bio break like every hour and a half, 2 hours or something.
I mean, I typically write them in pretty well.
Okay, sounds good.
And also, the beautiful thing about streaming is that you can just go.
I mean, yes, assuming the timing is right. There's no issue. Yeah. Oh, what was I doing? Oh yeah, okay.
So yeah, I am going to need to figure out still the setting it up and whatnot, and also I've been meaning to talk to you. I've been having an idea with setting up all of this, the new channels and whatnot.
Yeah.
Since you already have the server and have much more know-how as far as running everything and producing and shit, how about I set up the accounts and I just give you the information and you fucking run them? Like, I feel like with Foundry, it is going to be easier for my potato. If I'm not streaming it to the world, I am just streaming it to you, and then you're actually running the stream. Hey, what's up, JT?
Hey, JT.
I enjoy causing drama, and I'm about to get banned from somewhere else too now.
Where are you getting banned from?
Jungle TV.
How the hell do you get banned from Jungle TV?
Causing excessive drama.
And what kind of drama have you caused, JT?
Do you know Princess Phoenix?
Everyone
Yeah.
knows Princess Phoenix.
You know Taco?
You're,
Or-
yeah, the Ponzi.
Yeah, I brought them both in there,
Oh,
and I instigated it.
that's pretty funny. Now, you're talking about Jungle, like Jungle.tv, right?
JungleTV.live, yeah.
Yeah, no, I am on there sometimes. So this is going on in the chat on Jungle TV right now?
It was earlier. It just ended.
Because
It
you
was
got
going on
banned?
for. It was going on for like 3 hours.
Because you got banned, or?
Not yet, but they basically left. Princess Phoenix had to go to sleep. Kitty had to go.
Kitty is in Kitty from,
NFT.
yeah, that thing.
Katie, whose logo is on my scroller.
So what were y'all doing in Jungle.tv? Are you all off in there?
We were all in there just going off at. Oh wait, they were going off at each other. I started the thing just like, hey, Phoenix, what do you think about the word cut?
How do I get to it? It won't let me go up past 7 minutes ago. Have you saved it by any chance?
I have a few of the what's called photos from it.
Can you post them?
I have screenshot of the first few.
Can you please send them to me? I want to see this.
I can show you what I did. think I show you the drama because that
Oh,
was
you
it.
haven't fixed your mic cable yet, have you?
No, I didn't get a new mic.
Hmm.
Duct tape didn't fix it. I don't know where my phone is. I'll just send it to you later.
Bullshit! Duct tape doesn't fix it. You, sir, are not skilled enough with duct tape.
Duct tape.
Oh no, duct tape made the cable stay together because it's in 2 pieces now.
No.
But I'm not good enough of an electronic binder cable, so I just duct tape them together. So duct tape is helping and also damaging.
Hmm.
Duct tape is God's gift to man.
So you're saying it was Kitty getting into it with Princess Phoenix?
Yes. You can ask LP about it. He was there watching it. I
OP?
told him. Yes. LP influence.
Yeah, I don't know if he presume. I'm not sure he'd like to talk about it.
He was enjoying my the chaos I was causing. He read it. I don't know if he took pictures of it.
Okay. I mean, I know that what's her name? Princess Phoenix has gotten into it with someone I won't name from NFT Gamer before. That's not.
Yo,
Oh,
Steven!
TD.
I don't speak that name.
Yeah.
But I mean, in that case, Princess Phoenix was right. So, wait, is Steven here?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I said
Oh.
that.
Yeah,
That means I gotta lower my fan.
I'm here for about an hour and a half.
Fantastic.
How's it going?
That is wonderful timing. By the way, there's a link in the Roundtable voice chat, and y'all should check that out, because, Steve, I notice a distinct lack of your presence in this community.
I
This,
delegate that on my hive power because I've been distracted.
I just press heart and I press 100% and I press check.
Yep, I'm doing the same thing.
I don't have to deal with. Who's dynamic crypt?
No,
The best I can do is a rug pull. Hilarious. There's a functional economy in the sewer. Shitflation. Nice.
now where's?
So who's Mr. Sleepy? I have a very bad memory.
That's JT.
Yeah.
He is often in the audience and occasionally joins us in voice as well.
Yes.
A rare treat.
Now you, sir, are going to see a concert tonight, aren't you?
Yes.
I'm
Would you
the
like-
guy who likes going around causing drama for no reason.
Yeah, but then you don't screenshot the entire thing, so I'm like.
Well,
this
I
is-
was enjoying it. I started the drama, I screenshotted it. I brought other people into it. and I
Windows
just
Shift
watch it.
S. It's easy to screenshot, bro.
It is, yeah.
I believe I've upvoted everything in that community now.
Wonderful. Thank you, sir.
I
I encourage
downloaded
you to
some-
post as well.
Post. That's not what I do.
Yeah, I need to find some sort of fucking post.
I'm not sure I follow.
You know how I said the other day that you've got your bobcat problem, I've got the dead possum problem.
Yep.
Yes.
And Australian possums aren't like American possums. Our possums are not as aggressive and feral as American possums.
So your possums are like squirrels, maybe?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay.
Except they fight. They always fight. With
Squirrels
each other.
fight.
But yeah, that gap between the fence, I can't even fit
Oh,
anything
yeah.
between it
Fine.
to stop future squirrels from demising in that gap between the fence and the shed.
Why not?
Because the gap is too narrow and the fence is too high in order for me to be able to like affix something to the ground.
What is the fence made out of?
Zinc and an aluminium alloy.
Is it a mesh fence or a solid fence?
No, it's a solid fence. It's a corrugated. We call them Zincaloom because they're made out of zinc and aluminium.
So you said it's between the fence and the garage?
The shed.
The shed.
There
Why-
is a 6 centimeter gap between the fence and the shed.
Why don't you perhaps consider pouring bags of? Oh wait, that's on your patio pavers, right?
On the opposite side, yeah.
But the ground is not earth.
It is not. It is paving.
Oh. You could put spikes down. I mean, that way they'd die quicker.
They would still stink.
Yeah. I just don't understand why you don't get a hook. Like the type of hook that commercial fishermen use to pick whole tuna out of the ocean.
When I get my arm amputated one day, due to the rampant skin cancer problems in Australia, that's when I'll get a hook.
Okay, I mean that's
and then
fair.
I'll be a pirate.
Yeah, I can feel that. That sounds like a good plan. Now, the question is, what's the question? Sorry, neck.
Wow, these are questionable.
Your newest generations, or
Yeah. And not really in a that's wonderful way, more in a how is that anatomically possible way.
I've seen some of those that I've generated on my own. Are yours even more sensationalistic than that?
Ooh, this is a weird one, but it has a certain allure to it.
Je ne sais quoi. Now,
Just need to find the file name.
I'm trying to find my Banano address.
Banano.
Banano.
There you go, gentlemen.
Steven, did you want to be part of the campaign in and out?
Oh.
I can be in and out.
Pull up my stream real quick. Are you intrigued by this character?
One moment.
Wait, Steven should be playing the character. Oh, wait. He can't, can he? Who's this, Rick?
It just looks like Garfield.
He is fucking everywhere, you're right. Oh my god. That was not even an intention. But I did just, seriously, like, yesterday or the day before, I watched a video about how Garfield is fucking everywhere and how it has taken over society. And how nobody actually loves Garfield, or likes Garfield, but everyone fucking loves Garfield. And I gotta admit, he's fucking right. Every fucking word of that shit was correct. And since then, oh my god, Garfield is fucking everywhere.
Confirmation bias.
I know.
Possible.
I know that. But still. I
know
made
what'd
this
really
character
creepy?
in between
know
watching
really-
that video and this conversation.
You know, it'd be really creepy if I was going through all my AI generated things and suddenly there was just a random Garfield.
I bet if you do, there is.
I would not be shocked if there was.
I would be.
Because it's trained on the internet. 100% chance that Garfield is in AI art.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But this is Tigra, a Tabaxi ranger with a tiger animal companion. just happens to be a baby tiger right now because you're fucking level 1. But
What about the guy who wins his fucking seat at the card table?
I mean, he is welcome to play Seamus.
He should play Seamus, I think.
But I feel like Tigra has a much easier way in and out of the campaign.
Oh, if he's not there all the time, yeah.
As in, I'm going to go over here now.
She's
Ooh,
a
an
fucking
interesting
ranger.
flower.
She ranges. It's what she does. She needs to teach her tiger how to tiger.
Mhm.
Can't do that with a party.
That would be more difficult.
You can if the tiger gets to eat the party.
Fair.
That would not be a terrible idea. No. If you lose your password, you can always restore your wallet using your seed. Okay.
So you're just going to ejaculate onto it?
Apparently that's what they're asking me to do.
Wow. Well played, sir. Well played.
I mean, that's where I was going. Don't fucking doubt me.
That's where you were going, but he actually got there. You left her unsatisfied.
No, I was trying to pace it for optimal rhythm.
The correct I forgot what I was going to say.
The correct answer was, I do not recall.
No. Wow, these anatomical proportions are just puzzling.
You get a small amount at monkey paw. Click the faucet button, top right.
So we grabbed like 8 hot sauces to go with the fucking chicken fries, chicken nuggies, and fucking celery and carrots and tater tots and barbecue and Carolina.
Did you read my story about the chicken about the pizza?
No.
So I went to the supermarket this morning to go get chicken, so I could make like a chicken, ham, chorizo, bacon, pasta. And then while I was there, I just saw a pizza, and I'm like, fuck it, I'll buy a pizza, and I'll have a pizza for my OMAD. And I put the pizza in the oven, set a timer, walked away, timer went off, went to get the pizza out of the oven and transfer the pizza onto a plate. And what's underneath the pizza? The fucking cardboard.
Ha!
And the pizza was just fucking ruined. It smelled like toxic waste.
Yep.
So, one entire pizza straight into the bin. So, instead, my OMAD was raisin toast. I've been a very healthy boy. I'm probably going to get a hamburger on the way back from the concert.
I have a song to play for you, sir. Go ahead and say what you were going to say, Kevin.
Have you planned which place you will get this hamburger at?
Probably Hungry Jack's, otherwise known as Burger King.
Interesting.
Because Burger King was already trademarked when Burger King wanted to expand to Australia, so they had to choose another name.
Oh, I was not aware. So JT comes in here telling me he caused drama, and now there's no way for me to go look at the drama.
And then he disappears.
Yes. It was
And
very
does not
strange.
elaborate on any drama therefore caused.
Elaborates, leaves. Fails to
Oh
elaborate,
wait, he's
leaves.
in my DM. Oh wait, here.
Was he triggered? Did he cancel you?
I don't know. But this is just for
I-
you. I hope you can hear it.
I can't hear shit, friend. Okay, I can hear now.
All right, I'm done with that.
Yeah, I was done with it about 40 minutes ago.
I would play that when people order raisin toast, and it would make other people order raisin toast, and it was fucking amazing.
Flawless sales strategy.
The crazy thing was, like, you get raisin toast as part of your breakfast or whatever. Whatever, fine, no problem. If you order a sandwich or something, and you get raisin toast on the side, $2.90 for 2 pieces of bread.
What about if I wanted my sandwich on raisin toast?
See, you're next level right there. Yeah, I can do that. But it's not gonna fucking work. Because the raisin toast is goddamn tiny and it will not hold our sandwiches together.
Really? The raisin toast I buy is the thick cut shit, where it's like equivalent to 3 slices of regular bread.
Oh no.
Yeah, that shit is still tiny in as much as its girth is less significant.
I gotcha.
But this is both girth less significant and smaller size. Like it is typical American raisin toast tiny. I mean, it's so fucking good. Don't get me wrong. It is fucking amazeballs.
It's about the size of a Pop-Tart there.
You wish?
You know, failing to use the
I think it's about
metric system.
15 centimeters by 15 centimeters, maybe? No, that would be 6 inches by 6 inches.
Yeah, it ain't no 6x6. Maybe a 3x3. Maybe 3.5 by 3.5.
Yeah, more like 11 to 12 by 12.
So the size of a CD case.
No.
But a CD case is 12 by 12. Oh, sorry, the artwork that goes inside of a CD case is 12 by 12.
No.
Don't
About
know.
3/4 of that.
Okay, that's smaller than Australian bread.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's small.
I mean, in general, though,
It's smaller than your average American or Canadian size of sandwich bread.
That's because it's got bullet holes in it. That's how
By
they
a
put
good
the
margin.
Raisins in it. So
On the
at
advice
bread
of counsel,
factory-
I can neither confirm nor deny.
at the bread factory, when they're done making the bread and they're done shooting at it, they just put raisins in all the holes, right?
On the advice of counsel, I do not recall.
On the advice of counsel, this sounds like a great way to produce raisin toast with little burnt edges. I wonder if I could ask ChatGPT how many pieces of bread a bullet could penetrate before gravity made the bullet fall down.
that would be an interesting question. Please tell us what it says.
I'm pretty sure it'll tell me that as a large language model, I'm not trained on violence.
I'm pretty sure that's something akin to the answer you will receive as well.
It would not give me something I needed that was like, it was calling it hateful. I forget what I was asking to simulate what like a hate cypher was. That was her dialogue.
So, were you interested in Tigra, Mr. Steven? If no,
I'd like to consider other options.
check out the stream. I know there's a delay, so let me know when you
Okay.
see Seamus selected.
I can see Seamus.
Alright, this is a human elementalist specialist sorcerer.
Sorcerer. He's a sorcerer.
Sorcerer, yes.
No, sorcerer.
Okay.
Let me type that into the Twitch chat. Because he's Seamus, so he's...
Gotcha. He is the one that Kevin was referring to, who, as sitting at a table he really shouldn't be at because he won his ticket from a poker game. Only the person he won it from is the Prince of the Kingdom of the Father of the Bride. So he is kind of out of his element and is very unaccustomed to being out of his element. Because this motherfucker is comfortable everywhere. High charisma, gambler, sorcerer.
That sounds like me in a past life.
Next up, we have Prism, our gnome illusionist.
That would be unrealistic. Steve's too tall.
Yeah.
We have Lurith, an elf druid.
When's the last time you were in nature, Steve? Voluntarily.
Does the
This is why it's called role-playing, fucker. It doesn't have to be who you are.
I quite enjoy being in the forest.
Yeah, me too. In forest with tops, yes.
Yeah, no, and, okay, so... Lurith and Tigra. This is, I guess, alpha information for anyone who might be in the audience. These are the two that are breaking up as the as the wedding is happening.
Okay.
Liana is a human bard.
Because I can use the... No, I can't do a bard. I can't sing.
Notice that's a flute in her hand. She doesn't sing.
I'm not a flautist either.
You don't have to flute to play a performance bard, sir.
But I thought I was going to get my die-cast flute. That was also functional. Like those diehards. I had to stop and not use another word. That get ocarinas and pretend to be Link. I think Lurith. I like the druid nature.
Okay.
I like the pose. I like the backstory of the whole. Observe this union. This shall never be what we have. Farewell.
Okay. Fair. Alright, so Lurith is definitely on your keep list. I have Caleb Rillick, a halfling thief, who, when the shit happens, his hand is literally in someone else's pocket. He came to fill his purse at the royal wedding. We have Thurgoz, or Thurkaz, Rotface, a gnoll wizard. We have Drusilla, an elf cleric, and handmaiden to Princess Sophia.
Lurith sounds good.
Alrighty. Let me send to you.
So I could be in and out. Just wander off to the forest when I get bored.
Exactly. Those two also happen to be the best two to, just kind of flow in and out throughout the campaign. And it'll add a special tension when you both happen to be there together if someone else plays Tigra.
If they don't, I'll just mumble about them. How they betrayed me. Or how I then have to betray them.
So, what happens if Steve plays Lurith but no one plays Leanna?
You mean Tigra?
Wait, who is Lurith breaking up with at the wedding? I thought it was Leanna.
Tigra.
How does that work in the bedroom?
I don't know. That's for Tigra and damn it, I forgot her name already. Lurith. That's for Tigra and Lurith to figure out.
Right. That's a strange one there, I gotta say.
So is your face, but we don't complain.
But hey, as they say, as we all say, love is love.
Exactly.
So if that cat wants to get it on with that thing, I need one.
My real question is, where does the tiger kitty come into play? Is it left out? Is it invited in? Like, obviously someone's into cats and someone else is into pussies. So,
Yeah. I mean,
but I have not ventured forth to explain any of these things. These are active questions for whomever takes these characters on.
that makes sense. Fuck, I was trying to be stealthy.
You
I
failed,
missed
sir.
that sound. I missed that sound. Don't make me hear that sound again.
Now I'm in a fucking gunfight. God
Love
damn
you.
it. Oh, you said you missed the sound of Cyberpunk 2077, Steve?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a pretty good set of sound.
You're a pretty good set of sounds, bitch.
Just need to get more fucking of those things that can, like overheat, the hat. Yeah.
All right, go to wanderersguide.app.
Wanderersguide.app.
Not you. You've already done.
Oh, yeah.
Guide. Log in. Oh, that's convenient. Sign in with Google. You have no characters.
I'm about to send you the character sheet to upload. And then, if it's not already assigned to the correct campaign, I will give you the code to assign it to the campaign. And, as this is one of the least built characters in the entire set, you get to have more significant input than most of my other players. What would you like her last fucking name to be?
That's some pretty significant input there. What if he calls her Pussy Licker?
No, I wouldn't be that crude young man.
If he was the type of person who would have given me that type of answer, he probably would not have been in the position to be asked that question.
But don't we do everything for lulz?
Yes and no. Rick, yes. Dragon Memories, no.
But there will be lulz.
There will be lulls, but just for the lulls. No.
Perfect.
In other words, nothing is off limits for comedy. But the more risque it is, the higher the bar is.
Ooh. I see.
I am currently multitasking.
Currently killing a sniper. The one I wanted to get by stealth. Failed at doing so.
Way to fucking go, no nuts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did
It's
you
not
put
a
it on
problem for
the
I'm
round
just basically
table?
gunning all these students down.
Where is this character sheet?
I don't have it yet because we're building her right now. What is her last name, sir? We can skip it too. Just come back.
What race is she?
Elf.
I want.
Shit. Melee motherfucker. Fuck.
And this is just to piss off Kevin.
Okay.
That's cool. I'm good with that. Flank from both sides, god damn it.
Actually, I don't think it will piss off Kevin. Taven. Taiven.
Why the fuck would that ever piss me off?
I was looking at something Bobcat related.
Oh.
Nice. Okay. I'll give you that one. It failed, but valiant effort. All right.
Valiant effort indeed.
We're gonna give you everything because we've been giving everyone everything for the most part. Okay. Oh, shut the fuck up with your something went wrong. Something went wrong with your fucking face, bitch.
Thank you. I've been waiting for acknowledgement all this time.
All right, ancestry. You are an elf. Boom.
This is a Pathfinder 3.
2.
Is that what they're up to?
2.
Pathfinder 2 character sheet. Let me see if I can help you preemptively with some of the future things.
All right, we got Arctic, Ancient, Cavern, Desert, Seer, Whisper, or Woodland Elf. What would you like?
Woodland.
Woodland.
I mean, Woodland gives you the most options, but it's not by any means a given. They're fucking everywhere. All right, choose an ancestry feat. You get Demon Bane Warrior, Elemental Wrath, Elven Aloofness, Elven Lore, Elven Verve, Elven Weapon Familiarity, Forlorn, Know Your Own, Nimble Elf, Otherworldly Magic, Share Thoughts, Unwavering Mean, Wildborn Magic, or Woodcraft.
What does Forlorn do? It sounds goth.
Watching your friends age and die fills you with moroseness that protects you against harmful emotions. You gain a +1 circumstance bonus to saving throws against emotion effects. If you roll a success on a saving throw against an emotion effect, you get a critical success instead. Selected.
Sociopathy.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Forlorn.
I already selected it.
Was there one trait or 2?
That was just one for there.
Okay, continue.
All right. Choose a boost. Strength, Constitution, Wisdom, Charisma. All right. You're currently at 10s in everything, except you have 12 dex, 12 int, 8 con.
I'm gonna go Constitution.
All right. Bring that up to 10. Choose a language. You already have Common and Elven.
What is another common tongue throughout the land?
There are lots of them. The most common are Celestial, Draconic, well, not even so much Celestial. Draconic, Gnoll, Gnomish, Goblin, Orcish, Sylvan, Minotaur.
I think Sylvan.
Sylvan is the language of the forest, whereas Elven is the language of the elves.
Yeah, Sylvan makes the most sense. Wow, bilingual. Trilingual. I'm like Neptune. I'm the Neptune of language.
Does that mean I'm the Neptune?
I can't hear you because every time you start a sentence, Kevin interrupts you.
I'm trilingual. I'm the Neptune of language.
That would be me, sir.
No, you're just a try hard. What were you trying to say?
That I was the Neptune of language because I'm actually legitimately basically.
But what were you saying while you were trying to interrupt Steven?
Exactly that.
Oh.
Yeah.
So y'all were just knowing what each other were going to be saying and interrupting each other at the same fucking time.
It's in my head.
All right, well, I guess props to both of y'all on already being that coordinated without me.
Zombie, zombie, zombie.
If I hear that song tonight, I'm gonna punch a random person.
You should airmail your fist to Canada.
I just get one of those plaster molds, punch it while it's still setting, let it set, then mail it to Kevin.
As one does.
I dig it. All right. We're looking for a background now. You are not Abadar's Avenger. We have... I mean, I'm not saying you can't be, but no, you actually can't be, because Abadar is a god of law, and you are very much not lawful. I have a character who is Abadar's Avenger, and I love that character, but it is not this one. Abel Carter, Academy Dropout, Acolyte, Acrobat, Aerialist, Aludara Seeker, Alkenstar Outcast, no, Alkenstar Outlaw, Alkenstar Sojourner, Alkenstar Tinker. Those all sound like they're related to somebody or somewhere that is not Khalil. Animal Whisperer.
Academy Dropout sounds like it's gelling with the character persona that I'm building.
You're a druid. I don't think you were ever in the academy or anywhere near it. I think you've been in nature pretty much your whole life. Or do you... I mean, we can go Academy Dropout.
It's an academy. It's my Canadian academy, just like my Canadian girlfriend.
You're
No,
you're Canada. You're Canada cat. You're Can Academy.
Connecticut.
I had to figure that shit out. That was ridiculous.
It's in Connecticut.
That was hard on me. To hear that is just...
Connecticut. That's a city in Canada, isn't it? Connecticut.
No.
I mean, it very well might be.
Yeah, no, you're technically correct. It very well might be.
We have a city called Dildo
I can't recall.
on the advice of council, personally.
Do you have your tickets ready, sir? On the advice of counsel, I can't recall.
I dare you to say that. I double dog dare you.
Oh, is this your farewell stream?
No, next week.
Wait, next week?
So it's 7 days' time.
Are you streaming on Thursday?
No, I'm going to go see Matt Clark at the monthly meetup. I'm looking to his sad puppy dog disappointed eyes.
Are you still gonna go to monthly meetups? When you're not?
I will actually be free to go to them.
Because you will not be streaming Splinter. That is the definition of irony.
They're not Splinterlands meetups, though. They're like crypto meetups.
No, I get it, but high centered, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kira's doing my stream tonight. No one will be covering me on Thursday. And yeah, Monday will be the last.
Oh, so you're still not on tonight? Okay.
Yeah, because tonight I'm going to the concert.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Fucking awesome.
So my friend Crystal will be here in about an hour or so, and then we'll all.
Well, then shit, we best get cracking. Intelligence or charisma?
Intelligence, charisma.
And then choose another boost out of all 6. Strength, Dex, Con, Int, Wiz, Ka. Currently, you are at 10. Strength, Con, Wiz, 12, Dex, Int, Ka.
Let's do another Dex.
Alright, class. You are a druid. And I have always envisioned this particular character as a shapeshifter druid. Is that okay with you?
Yes.
I've particularly envisioned this character as a bear.
That's fine.
Alright. Animal says, God damn it, fucking...
Can I be an insomniac when I'm my bear form, when I go to try and hibernate, but I just can't hibernate and I keep...
You can play it however you want, sir. It is your character. Alright,
I just don't want it to be lore destroying and also not like super goofy.
Y'all just hear me fart and go, aye.
Because I can be pretty good at destroying lore.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be lawful good. This is gonna be interesting. I've never in my life played a lawful good character.
I think you're going to be lawful autistic.
I'm already lawfully autistic.
All right, choose a skill. Acrobatics, athletics, crafting, deception, diplomacy, intimidation, medicine, occultism, performance, religion, society, stealth, survival, thievery.
Diplomacy.
What?
As a note, you already have Arcana, Nature, Academia lore. And you get 2 more skills.
I'm a diplomatic expert, motherfucker.
Everyone has diplomacy. Don't get jealous.
Very jealous. I'm the best diplomat.
You damn well should be, but you might not be. And be prepared for that fact.
Yeah, I fully realize that. But once you're done building Steven's character, I actually need to make an inquiry of my DM.
Okay, we will get to that.
Yes.
Oh, and you, Steven, you can also inform your lady. We will, as already broadcast, we will do the session 0 at 7 p.m. my time, so 8:30 your time. But we will be playing at 9:30 your time to make it a little bit easier on the morning for you guys. And I am going to be taking Mondays and or Thursdays off between now and then from the stream. And then when we launch that will be on a separate channel. And we'll be taking both Mondays and Thursdays off from the On the Mountain stream. Now pick 2 more skills, motherfucker. Oh, I just realized it's not showing you the motherfucking drop-down menu on the stream. That sucks. So the list once again: acrobatics, athletics, crafting, deception, intimidation, medicine, occultism, performance, religion, society, stealth, survival, thievery.
Yes.
And I think I found a new best snack. Or shall I say, wifey introduced me to a new best snack.
What is it?
Look on the stream. I'm holding it on
I
the
am
camera.
laying on my thing, and I can't. I mean, I can see you holding something up.
Knoppers. Knoppers.
Okay. And what are knoppers made up of?
It's a hazelnut wafer. It's like a really super thin kind of waffle pressed cookie with some hazelnut and chocolate cream, and then another really super thin pressed almost kind of waffle cookie, and then some motherfucking coconut cream, I think, and then a motherfucking super thin goddamn waffle pressed chocolate wafer on top, and it's just, oh my god, crunch. And oh my god, yum. And it holds coffee so fucking well.
I bet you it doesn't exist in Canada.
I mean, it's not an American thing. It's by Stork, Storck.
Oh yeah, I know Stork. Yeah.
And their website is www.knoppers.com.
Unsurprising.
So check that shit out. Because, oh my god, seriously, I'd not heard of this shit before 2 days ago. And then wifey brought some home, and she was like, here, try this. And I was like, oh my fucking god.
Are these good 420 snacks, or just good general snacks?
Yes.
Yes. Has Steve left us?
Maybe.
In that case, I will ask you, in the time that Steve has departed,
He is here. He is not gone.
Oh.
But,
I'm here. My microphone may just not have been functioning.
well, it has not been for a while. Like, since I asked you the question and before.
Yes. Survival and stealth.
Survival and stealth, alrighty. Alright, you get 4 ability boosts, each of which will be 2.
Okay, one sec. Let me bring your vision back to my screen.
Only limitation is you have to choose 4 different abilities out of the 6.
I had your fucking stream open just a second ago. There it is.
It's alright, bro. I wouldn't watch me any either.
Just hit that drop down. I'll
You-
choose one.
You can't see the drop down, but it's strength, dex, con, int, whiz, ka. And your numbers are right there.
We will go wisdom. It is wisdom, the primary trait for my race, yeah?
For your class is dex and whiz, yeah.
Okay, so we'll go wisdom, dex, con, and I'm gonna say charisma.
Alright, anathema. As stewards of the natural order, druids find affronts to nature anathema. If you perform enough acts that are anathema to nature, you lose your magical abilities that come from the druid class, including your primal spellcasting and the benefits of your order. These abilities can be regained only if you demonstrate your repentance by conducting an atone ritual. The following acts...
I need to get you to pause for a second and just say that it's anathema because it's a Greek word.
Anathema. Okay.
Anathema.
The following acts are anathema to all druids. Using metal armor or shields, despoiling natural places, teaching druidics to non-druids. The druid language is extremely secretive. You are not allowed to share it with fucking anyone.
What if someone was an apprentice druid?
Teaching it to non-druids.
Right.
So,
Despoiling natural places. I like that. I'm going to despoil the shit out of artificial places.
honestly, I don't hate that idea. And something that will be of intrigue to actually to both of your characters, because Kevin, as I said, very lawful good, and druids have to have some semblance of neutrality in their alignment. That is the only requirement of the system. However,
So,
whereas
walking around spreading seeds in the cracks in the cobblestones in the cities is going to be my way of displaying rebellion.
okay, that's perfectly fine.
By the way, I'm a vegan bear druid.
Okay. Regardless. Fuck. So, y'all are familiar with typical D&D alignment, right? How it's a 3x3 grid?
Yeah.
All right. Imagine the 3x3x3 grid. Because in addition to the axis of law versus chaos and the axis of good versus evil, we have the axis of actively for and actively against.
Okay.
So something like a bug is going to be unaligned, which is 0, 0, 0.
Yes.
Not only do you not, or not even really unaligned, but ignorant. You don't understand the concept of good versus evil or law versus chaos. And therefore, or no, that would be the negative side. The 0, 0, 0 is you understand that there is a balance, but you don't really care which way or the other. And then the 001 would be the true neutral, which is you understand that there is a balance and you actively work to protect it.
As a druid, I would observe that the balance is imba, and I'm working to try and restore it.
That is exactly what I'm looking for in a druid. Perfect. Kevin, yours is 111. You're not just lawful good, you are hyper lawful good.
No, I know. I'm actively protecting law. I have to defend innocence against evil. I have to denounce evil. I might have to kill Steve if he does something evil. I have to tell him off if he...
No, you don't kill someone for doing evil. You are actively pacifist as well. You don't ever want to take any life ever. You might also be vegan, but you're never going to say that.
I'm definitely not a vegan.
You're probably more vegan than Steve is, to be honest.
I mean, with all the rice and beans that he eats.
I put chicken in my rice and beans, motherfucker.
Then it is no longer just rice and beans, motherfucker.
But, I mean, the chicken is minimal in comparison to the rice and beans.
In that case, there might as well not even be chicken, motherfucker.
Well, no, because I eat the chicken is there to be...
Wah, 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 wah,
You
wah.
know what you could call that? Disappointment.
I see your lips moving, but all I hear is wah, wah, wah. I'm a dirty whore. Wah, wah, wah.
That is accurate.
Now look at this motherfucking snack up on the stream right now.
Yes. That is the good snack you've been speaking to us of.
Oh yes, this is the fucking
It's
nut.
just it's a multi-layered wafer cake.
It is, but it is fucking amazeballs.
It's like supermarket El Cheapo wafers that you have in like ethnic coffee shops.
But with hazelnut butter and marshmallows and chocolate and yum.
With a Turkish coffee. But it has actual substance to it.
I can't believe that you're Greek and you just called it a Turkish coffee.
That's because the Cyprians lost to the Turks primarily, and they
Yes,
have
we
to
know
call
that.
it Turkish coffee.
But I've heard Greeks call it Greek coffee.
That's because they're thieves that don't acknowledge the Persian Ottoman Empire and its greatness.
I mean, define greatness.
The former Ottoman Empire.
I mean, the Ottomans were kind of cunty, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I know. Ask any Cyprian.
I mean, to be honest with you,
We bring y'all the most cutting edge of content here on the Mountain stream.
I'm not talking about contemporary Turks. I'm talking about the historical.
No, I know. That's why it was fucking funny, you cunt.
No. I'm about to make another statement.
You should have just called him a Turk.
But I was about to make another statement that was unrelated to the Ottomans. I'm actually talking about 20th century Turk. That's why I was.
Then are you
saying-
talking about a chase?
What I'm trying to say is that not the Turkish people, but the 20th century Turks, since the Young Turks, since Ataturk, have also been kind of cunts.
So since Constantinople became Istanbul?
It's okay. Earthquakes are going to kill them all, so you don't need to worry for much longer.
Oh, that one burns a bit. Anyway. But yeah.
It's factual. It's
Yes.
a fault line. Just
Yes.
like California.
The fault is not mine, the fault is line.
What are we gonna, like, who's gonna take in all these California refugees when California just...
Well,
fucking-
earthquakes may cause cancer, so they're just going to put a label on
Do-
it and everyone will be safe.
Do you think that California falling off is going to happen while there is still a there for them to run to? Because I do not think that occurs first on the timeline, sir.
I'll be honest with you, it's 6-5 in Pick'em. Like, it could go either way. genuinely, it could go either way.
Well, here's what happens. All the Californians move to Texas because the climate is fundamentally the same, and all the Texans move to California, and they finally get to secede.
All the Californians are already moving to Texas. That's called Austin, and the Texans are very unhappy about it.
They are.
Austin is just a hipsterville town.
Yeah, because all the Californians moved there. But all the suburbs around Austin are still super conservative, and they get their rocks off busting Austinites who've taken or are carrying drugs. And by drugs, I mean cannabis.
I was so amused by that thread I posted on my city site.
Oh, it's funny.
Speaking of postings, I shared with Mrs. on the Mountain your letter to Rondon.
Yeah.
Because that is a
It
fucking
wasn't-
piece of writing.
It wasn't my best work.
It was damn good work, regardless of best or not.
Are we talking about the one I read as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a damn good letter. Has he received it yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
It certainly put my Uggs on into another light. I was like, this is the right way to do things. Mine was not. But oh well.
It was not intended to be educational.
No, I get that. But I'm just not saying that it wasn't.
You know how people are like, not financial advice, not educational advice.
I mean, the thing is, like, let's be real. I could smell the sincerity in Steve's letter. Don't get me wrong, but like, to some extent, any letter of resignation contains an immense amount of bullshit.
Oh yeah, no, and I get that. I'm just saying, like, that was a fucking very well done, super professional, and well written response to a situation that nobody enjoyed.
It was tailored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was very well
Tailored to
done.
my audience.
And it was fucking, like, it might not have been perfect, but it was really fucking close.
No, it was good. I agree entirely.
Like, and it was just like, I shared it with her as an example of, this is really good fucking writing. Like, even above and beyond anything else, like the professionalism of the approach contained therein, but above and beyond that, like, this is just really good fucking writing.
yeah,
And as a blogger, this is something that I want you to read.
Because, see, like, one of the cool things about his letter is that it was concise, it was written with the right tone, given their relationship, but it was also, like, it wasn't buried in the type of, like, obfuscated, like, legal language that I would get bogged down into in writing that kind of letter.
Yeah.
Like, it seemed much more genuine in that sense.
So did you say that you're off this week, Steve?
Yeah.
What are the chances that I can get you on Thursday at 12:45 my time for 2.5 hours?
That is
That's-
2:15 a.m. your time, Stephen.
I'm not sure.
I'm gonna guess pretty low, but if we can make it happen, I would fucking love to have you for Off the Cuff.
Because that would be Friday morning for me.
Yeah. No.
I can.
Well, yes. That would
Yeah.
be Thursday night, technically Friday morning for you. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We'll see how I go. I think that should be doable. It'd be much more doable if I was on meth, which I'm not.
If I were to adjust the time forward by like an hour or two, would that help?
Yes.
Okay, we can
Because
do that.
Once I am awake, and doing things, I'm more likely to stay awake.
Alright, so we can do say 11:45, and then we'll go from 12 to 2.
Use this thing.
Hammer time?
Yeah, yeah. Use hammer time and send a thingy.
On it.
I use it for everything now.
Right? It's such a great fucking tool. I wish they had a logo I could throw on my fucking supported projects bar.
And that's something that Rhonda introduced me to.
Yep.
Well, with streamers everywhere, it seems like a necessity, eh?
Like, I want to use it as a US Governor General. Which I totally am.
Yes. On the advice of council, you should tell everyone you are Governor General, or that you do not recall if you are not Governor General. Wait, Rick, you were not finished building Steve's character yet, were you?
No.
Okay, that's what I thought. Because you're not talking about cantrips yet.
We haven't gotten to that yet. Familiarize yourself with cantrips, sir. Because you are going to get one for free.
I get to do trippy cantrips.
While Steven familiarizes himself with cantrips, can I ask you my cantrip question?
What?
Because I'm afraid I'm going to forget it.
How much
Like I have.
cantrip trip if a cantrip could trip cans?
If a cantrip could trip cants, and a cantrip would trip all the cants that a cantrip could trip if a cantrip could trip cants.
That's kind of my cantripping issue. So I was having a think about my cantrip. And I forget the one I chose, which was
Well, that's
the appropriate one. Sorry?
Well, that's helpful.
It's irrelevant, though, to a certain extent. Because I do remember that one of the alternatives we had agreed would be appropriate for my character would have been Detect Evil, which I believe is a level 1 cantrip. Now,
If it's level 1, then it's a spell, not a cantrip.
level, level 1, whatever. It was accessible to me, based on what I remember. Now, the issue is, would that be a potential plot ruining device?
Alright, I understand what you're getting at, and I think this is a conversation that we need to have off air.
Okay. That's absolutely fine. It's just because I was like,
Are they called Arisons in Pathfinder instead of cantrips?
No, but yes. Cantrips and Horizons are the same thing. Orison is the druid version of a cantrip. So,
Okay.
you
I got
get
very confused for a second.
you get Orisons as a druid. Familiarize yourself with cantrips because everybody has a cantrip.
because it's a high-low magic world, right?
You can use another Orison instead of your natural-born cantrip and just take another one. That's perfectly fine. But if you want to take a cantrip from any other class or ability, you can do that too. Because everybody has a cantrip, except for the non-magical races who have other benefits instead.
Other than dwarves, what other races are non-magical?
The other one is not a player race currently.
Oh, okay.
They are... The world... They're not part of the council. The world largely does not know of their existence, and nobody knows their racial name.
Okay.
If they are
And-
referred to at all, they are called the
I'm
backward.
gonna choose resistance as my cantrip.
Okay, we're not there. Because unfortunately, on Wanderer's Guide, I have no way to give you extra fucking things that are part of my game that are not part of your character as rules as written, and that's one of them.
Okay.
That's fucking stupid.
But resistance seems like the most appropriate for a bear. View the subject with magical energy, protects them from harm, granting +1 resistance bonus on saves.
Wait, isn't that the one I chose? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the one I chose.
Oh wait, this is from Pathfinder Kingmaker, the video game, not Pathfinder rule set. Fucking hell.
It's
Also,
the
it's
same thing,
Pathfinder 2.
Yeah, Pathfinder 2 cantrips. Hang on, let me see if there's something more suitable.
Yeah, that's the universal.
Although still
cantrip.
resistance is pretty much going to be the same fucking thing.
It is
Like,
literally
it's a
the same thing.
great fucking spell regardless. It's not a poor choice in any circumstance.
It's the one I did choose, actually. Now that I think of it, on the advice of DM. So we're saying that. Am I correct in saying it's the 21st, right?
Yes, September
Okay.
21st.
Yeah, I have it written down. I just wanted to make sure. I'm excited.
Me too. But I got a lot of work to do. And so, okay, what I was wanting to talk to you about is Ben is already a 50% partner in anything Dragon Memories related. Would you like to take on the hosting side of things, the tech side of things, and become a 33%?
You talking to me or Steve or what?
To you, who's already got the hosting and whatnot, but then we can start doing dragonmemories.io, and we can start doing
that's
onthemountain.x, onthemountain.wallet, onthemountain.crypto. Start putting the website up, everything like that. Start getting all of that shit handled.
Sure, I'm fine with all that. That works for me. I mean, there'll be lost leaders, but whatever. Who cares? I mean, this is for fun and doing cool things first, and for profit 10th. So yeah, whatever. I'm good.
Let's fucking do it then. Awesome.
My only issues, as we were discussing before, in terms of you streaming, I'm trying to figure out how you would stream Foundry to me. If we were to use StreamYard to be able to have all our players in at once without having to do a complicated layout that changes from session to session.
I'm actually thinking, because one of the few things that Roll20 has over all of the others is the better voice chat feature. Like, that's actually one of the things that is kind of the downside on Foundry. We're just going to use Discord for voice.
Are you sure you want to do that? Because
Or StreamYard, either way.
we should think of using StreamYard only because of the automatic echo cancellation. Like, people don't need to be wearing headphones, etc.
Okay.
For people who are not used to streaming, I tend to find it much more intuitive. Like, every time I've had a guest come on,
If that's how you want to go about it, that's going to be your call. So, like, that... Yeah, that works.
then-
And then I can just stream my Foundry to you.
Yeah, you would just share screen. Exactly.
But then you can't really look at that either. You've got to be playing the game on your side. Because what I am sharing with viewers will not be what I am sharing with players.
In that case, the only question is, we were talking about potentially making camera cuts where we shift from like board to like a whole group to just your face, that's a complication there.
Not in OBS. It's just a different scene, and you queue up a transition.
Yeah, you have to know. No, that's not the issue. It's knowing when the transition is coming. Like knowing when to go and make the change without having to look at the Foundry board that I'm not supposed to see.
Well, we can hotkey it, and we can work on these things beforehand. I can give you cues, because that's also something I'm going to have to work on with Ben. And I feel like there will be, kind of short meetings between the three of us outside of the campaign, just for coordinating shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, Ben is assistant DM, right? So,
Yes.
It sounds like you're going to need a actual producer to do the scene changing and whatnot.
potentially. It depends how much scene changing there is. Because if we just have scene changing when Rick is doing story time, then like meh.
Can you
Top
do
key.
transitions in StreamYard?
Yeah, easily.
Can you upload a video to be a transition?
I don't know.
Because
I know you can.
you can do that in OBS. It's called a stinger.
Oh.
Like, you know, when you're watching sports and then it's like, and now we cut to the replay and you have like
Yeah.
come across.
Dun-dun-dun.
Let's check the replay.
Let's check the slow-mo.
Oh, you got to choose one more language. Oh wait, no, Sylvan. We already picked that. What the
There's
fuck?
end with the VAR.
I did stay up till 1:30 last night because there was a red flag in the F1.
Caused by?
Rain and a crash.
Was it an entertaining crash?
It was more along the lines of, oh, I'm at the end of the straight. I should apply brakes. Oh, I'm aquaplaning now. Hello, Bob. Followed by 3 other cars doing the exact same thing and narrowly missing the car that was already in the wall.
Did any of them finish anyway?
There was 3 did not finish cars
Oh, out of the 4?
out of the 20 in the race.
No, but out of the 4 that hit the wall.
Oh, they didn't all hit the wall. They just went straight on and went to the gravel trap.
Oh.
One of them went straight on through the gravel trap into the wall.
And let me guess the winner. Max Verstappen?
Yeah.
By how many seconds?
I think it was only by like 6 or something because they restarted the race as a rolling start, so everyone was really close for the last 5 laps.
Oh, yeah. He must have been annoyed by that.
My boy, Fernando Alonso, came second.
Really?
Yeah.
GG's. Wait, I thought he was the guy who broke his wrist.
No, that was Ricardo, the Australian.
Oh, yeah, that was Ricardo, right. And this was the Dutch Grand Prix, right?
Yeah.
Well, ironically, they banned cars throughout the little village it was in for the entire weekend.
Yeah, because they have a train and bicycles because it's Holland.
Yeah, but some of the people were going to be walking there from the big cities too.
3.7 seconds.
Man, that's kind of close for that guy.
Yeah.
When's the last time F1 has had an incident where one driver purposely crashed into another one? To your knowledge.
I don't know.
Because I know that to be a very common occurrence in NASCAR.
Yeah, in NASCAR, it's actually encouraged.
Yeah, the viewers like it. It's part of the good old Southern etiquette. Or some people call it the Southern culture of violence hypothesis.
I've never heard of that. I believe it.
Basically, it's the hypothesis that America has more murders than other countries because of culture.
Guns.
Yeah, I 100% believe that. I do not believe how fucking weak this goddamn coffee is.
Is it a new bag?
No, it's not a bag at all, you fucking heathen.
But, sorry, new beans, I mean?
Yeah, it's actually fucking fresh ground with some fucking Ceylon cinnamon in there with it. And a not insignificant amount thereof. But somehow I can see through that shit like understeeped Earl Grey.
Fucking weird.
Very
So
fucking weird.
these are not new beans. You've had them before.
Correct.
Okay. Huh.
Not the beans you're looking for.
I apparently fucking not. Alright, so I had kind of envisioned this character as a maul user, but we put 0 into strength. So that's only going to work when you're in bear form. Wait, it said shield or armor. Oh, I actually already have the minis made for this one. And I think you're going to like it. Remove them all.
Just my hunters on an island somewhere. Have you heard that song, Rich Folks North of Richmond yet, Rick?
No. And I'm probably not going to seek it out and listen to it.
It's probably gonna find you.
Probably is. I know you. And this is the second time you've brought it up. So I'm sure eventually you'll fucking send it to me. And I'll end up
Man
clicking
keeps
on it.
fucking bringing it up to me, and now it's in my fucking head. Because one of the whole, like, conceits...
You know what's in my fucking head?
What?
Here we go looby loo, here we go looby lie, here we go looby loo, all of the way through the night.
As like, is he gonna make this here we go labia?
No, I have a fucking kid song stuck in my head because goddamn Chef couldn't get out of his today.
Wait, is his kid born yet?
Fucking cokeheads.
He has another daughter, but I don't even think that it was because of her, because I don't know, but
Allow me to repeat it once more for the record. Fucking cokeheads.
and he kept saying it wrong, and that's why it stuck in my head so bad, because he kept
Let's
saying,
finish this character sheet before I need to go.
okay, I think we're actually good. I'm making it at level 1, and then I'm sending it to you, and you get to level it up to 2. The reason you made an account is because that way I can send you the guide care so you can upload it and take it to level 2.
Very good.
Well, Steven, it will be interesting to play this game with you, a druid, in the party. as the superstar of this camp. I'm kidding.
No. Do not engage in false
No.
advertising.
You know what?
Do not engage in false advertising.
I'll try not to, but it's really hard because I was exposed to a certain game for so long, and
That's limited only to Calgary Bobcat services.
Calgary Bobcat Services does not do false advertising, sir.
I'm going to send you a specific image, Kevin, because I believe it will be relevant to your interests.
No, please. Direct.
Squad 1771.
Eh? Discord.
I put it in the group chat.
Here we
Never
go.
mind.
Oh, yes, please. The upper, the thingies on the upper chest are slightly too large. But other than that, and other than the, third leg, absolutely magnificent.
I didn't see that. That's not making the cut then.
You're the one who taught me to look for extra limbs.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that he always does.
I was distracted by other elements.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. He's probably distracted.
Like the poor proportionality of the automobile in the background.
Especially that. I mean, that was just blatant and unacceptable. Some might say gratuitous. Like the nudity in every movie I've ever starred in.
Which is 0?
That would be incorrect, but...
Starred, not featured. Annoying extra in the background that we couldn't get to fuck off from the coffee shop played by Kevin.
How many films have I been in?
I've been in 2, but probably 0 that you can find on IMDb.
Oh, were they home recorded or were they, like, not?
Senior projects for an all-female film school in Columbia, Colorado.
Oh, cool.
So I've actually seen myself on the big screen a couple of times, and that's a trip. But, like, nobody will ever know about these movies because they were nothing. But they were fucking fun.
Were they good?
Were they
By the
good?
sounds of
No.
things.
I mean, I was in 2 films in whatchamacallit, in junior college for people who are in the fine arts department. Then like a lot of shit filmed in Montreal, so I was like an extra, and I have no idea how many fucking movies during college, because you could make make it in 2007 or 8, making like $200 a day was like good, or like great even. So
$2,000 a
No,
day?
no.
I've never even made half that.
no, it wasn't $200 a day. It was like 140 to 160.
Okay.
Yeah, no, because it was $20 an hour, 8 to 10. No, it could have been up to 200 a day. But I got called surprisingly a lot just because, like, I guess I always showed up on time and tall, which apparently was important.
It is for surprising number of things in film work, yeah.
But I mean, that is very bizarre to me because I once had to stand like in the same shot as the what was his name? The guy who plays Wolverine.
Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, like maybe 10 feet from him. And, like, he wasn't that tall. So I didn't really get it.
Yeah, no, I
Contrary
can
to
see that.
popular belief, some people get into acting because they're actually good at acting, not just because they're tall, dark, and handsome.
Fair. But many of them are not very tall and handsome. I mean, I'm not the best judge of that.
Neither
And it's
am
not
I.
like it's not like a homophobic thing. I just like I don't know genuinely. Like I can tell when someone's fucking ugly.
Yeah, I can do that too. I just get a glance in the mirror and go, "Ooh."
Man, I see you've been working hard on your self-esteem. Good job.
Well, the counselor fucking cancelled their appointment today.
I was gonna ask you about that, but just now, but I was like, oh, I probably won't. Or maybe not do that on stream.
Yeah, it was meant to start 45 minutes ago. They cancelled at like 8 a.m.
Did
Oh,
they
fun.
cancel it and reschedule or not?
They cancelled and said, please call to reschedule.
That's fucking rude.
Yeah, and then I called, and then it was like, we're experiencing a high volume of calls. Press 1 to leave a message and be called back, or hold the line to speak to our next available. I did nothing, and then it was like, please leave your message after a beep. So my message was, I never pressed 1 to leave a message. And then I hung up.
Your counselor's gonna say something like, so Steven, do you attempt to use humor to deflect from your sadness? And you're gonna answer, yes!
No, I'm going to answer with a joke.
Yeah, exactly.
Why did the chicken cross the road?
To go see a therapist.
The best version of that I've ever seen or heard was in a Far Side cartoon. And it was just a couple of chickens beside a highway. And on the other side was a billboard that said, "The other side. Why do you need a reason?"
In my life, the best version of that joke was told by my grandfather when I was a child, and the answer was to get to the other side, and it made me laugh every time he said it. I was probably like 4 or 5 or 6. Like, the repetition of the stupidity is what got me.
Why did the chicken cross the road?
Why?
Knock knock.
Why?
Knock knock.
Who's there?
It's the chicken.
It was so fucking stupid. I love it. God
That was a
damn
good
it.
hybrid joke. Much better than my jokes.
Usually.
I have a friend
Yeah.
who's actually gone to like a comedy school and now does stand-up every now and then. I've never gone to see his stand-up. But he's generally not a really funny, like, person in their normal day-to-day.
I've always wanted, like, my dream job would be to be like a staff writer on a program like Saturday Night Live or something like that.
That's why we created Whisker Whispers.
Exactly.
Speaking of, what is our plan for this upcoming week and doing a few episodes to get...
I can do tomorrow.
I can do tomorrow.
I have Dwayne on in 9 hours and 45 minutes, so I should be getting to bed before too long. But...
Yeah, I'll be well asleep by then.
Oh, wait, no. 10 and a half hours.
I'll be asleep until, like, probably 6 your time, Rick.
Not expecting y'all to tune in, just letting you know that that's going to be happening.
I mean, if you manage to get your audio working, I'll watch the VOD in its entirety.
Fair.
This should be an interesting one.
Fair.
Given your departure from a certain project.
Yeah. And also from a certain cult.
Yes, and given that this person has messianic tendencies in relation to this cult and another cult. That was kind of rude. Sorry, Dwayne. Even though I don't know you.
Yeah, I mean, that was
That was very rude of me.
How do you feel sharing a last name with a person?
I often introduce myself as Rick Johnson, no relation. Cut straight to the point. Like, yeah, whoever you think, no, I'm not related to them. I chose this fucking last name. No. Not related to who you think I might possibly be. I can't believe the number of times in my life I have heard an otherwise fully functional adult human being say, "Oh, you're Canadian. Do you know my friend?" Like there's 12 of us. Or, "Oh, you were in the Marine Corps. Do you know?" No, motherfucker, there are 180,000 goddamn Marines. I don't even care if I was on the same island at the same time. The chances I know them are slim.
But what about if one day you actually do know the person?
Then, I mean, open mouth, insert foot, whatever. But fucking no.
No, it is funny though when like, I mean, even like, oddly, if like I say my sister-in-law and my brother-in-law are in the Air Force, people are like, "Oh, my cousin is something based out of something."
No, I'm specifically referring to the ones that actually open that sentence with, "Do you know?"
Oh, okay. Yeah.
"Oh, you're a Marine. Do you know?" Fucking no.
The strange thing, though, is that I did, with my sister-in-law, I did once hear her answer yes to that question, but then again, Air Force officer pilot, so much smaller.
Alright, I'm gonna vanish because Crystal's here.
Alrighty, enjoy. Have yourself a great night.
Crystal and Sharon for
Did
me.
Did you see the sheets and picture?
Yes,
Okay.
but we may need to go over it again.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, it's your character now, and you get a whole level to customize to your own shit. If you have any questions, if you have any concerns or responses, let me know. Also, you have one of the least developed backstories, so we can dive as far into that as you want whenever as well.
Sounds like a plan. Alright, I'll catch you guys later.
Have a good one, dude. Enjoy the concert.
And tell Crystal to hit me up and point her to the Discord as well.
Yeah, I think she's already in it.
Oh,
Cheers.
beautiful.
Alright, bye.
Have a good night.
Um,
Look at me not paying attention to my own fucking Discord. See what I mean about hiring you to fucking deal with the tech shit?
no, but you wouldn't have known, because the only reason I knew was because her and Steve once used your roundtable voice for their stream.
Oh my god, I fucking love that.
Yes. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's because they were talking to me as it started, and then I'm like, okay, I'll just let you guys get on with your stream. So
Still, I love the fact that she has already been here and I didn't even know about it.
Oh, that is pretty funny, actually. What did I just want to fucking ask you 2 seconds ago? God damn it.
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't. Nor do I. It would be fucking weird if you did.
It would, but stranger things have happened.
Yeah, no, they have. Oh, Fairheart, does he have one of the best developed backstories
Yes.
right now?
Yeah, he is literally, out of all of the PCs, he is the first.
And why is he called Kevin?
That's just the name I came up with. There is really no actual reason behind that.
Because, like, I told you about what I'm doing, right? Like, trying to do the novel and the game at the same time, like literally trying to code as I write, and like try to do art. But, I mean, you're kind of doing that with the lore, so yeah, I mean that part makes sense. But I'm having a fucking load of trouble naming characters
Okay.
because, like, I genuinely don't know. Like, okay, so there are 10 classes, but they're not called classes in the cyberpunk canon. And I'm not 100% abiding by the canon in terms of backstory, but in terms of, like, the character archetypes, I am pretty much doing so, although I think I'm creating a new class and potentially eliminating one. But regardless, it's just like, as of right now, I don't know which characters will make it to the end of the story and which won't. And I might actually want to, I'm increasingly thinking I might want to run this tabletop one day. And, I don't even know, like, I wonder if, like, running a tabletop would help me determine which characters make it and which don't. Because I think characters in the cyberpunk world die more frequently than characters in, like, a fantasy RPG. It's just a thing.
Yeah, I would say that'd be a hard to disagree with.
Because, like, nobody lives for a very long time in the cyberpunk world, right? But, yeah, so, like, but there are characters that are gonna live. Like, it could be that, like, you know, I've always wanted to write these novels, right? Basically. Like, where the core premise is that, like, the protagonist is a former intelligence officer who becomes like a fixer in the cyberpunk style.
Yeah.
Because the country he spied for no longer exists. That's the fundamental conceit of the character, and it's a trope, I know, but whatever. But I don't know what, like, I don't know if he'll survive the first novel. He probably shouldn't, but at least one or two of the characters will, and the next book would probably be told from their perspective, right? So,
yeah, makes sense.
I feel like the names are super fucking important. Like, it's bizarre because, like, for the Netrunner character.
All right. Here's my advice on that.
Yeah.
Stop overthinking it. Just name them.
I did that for one character, and now I'm really fucking unhappy with the name and gonna rename them.
All right.
I'm super happy.
Second piece of advice.
Yeah.
Get over yourself. Stop second guessing yourself and name the fucking characters.
Well, I named one of the characters, like I was gonna say, like the Netrunner. And a Netrunner, I guess, is kind of like the cyberpunk equivalent of maybe a cleric or a mage or a sorcerer. They, like, hack into systems and do damage by, like, hacking into your neural interface, and, like, they do stuff to your insides via your mods, your implants and whatever. My Netrunner's name is Petra, and I'm happy with calling her Petra. She doesn't have a last name yet, but that'll be easy because her last name will be her father's name followed by Kova. So, whatever, right? But, like, I have no clue what to call my main dude. And one of the challenges there is because, like, so the novel starts in Moscow, but it's new Moscow because Russia collapsed, imploded, etc. It's about 2047. This is what I was talking about before you came on stream. It's about 2047, and Moscow, New Moscow, is actually a province of Poland. because basically everything between Poland and Moscow now, except for Ukraine and what was south of it, now belongs to fucking Poland. Because Poland's always been a very, like, belligerent and militaristic state. But I haven't figured out what country he used to be a spy for. And in this world, the United States no longer exists in its current current day form. It was nuked. England was nuked. China haven't decided what happened to it yet, but China is not going to be a main player. Japan obviously will be because it's cyberpunk. But like,
Wait. Scrap Japan. Make Taiwan the centerpiece.
That would be interesting, actually. That would be a that's a great idea, actually.
You're welcome.
So you're saying to, like, because, you know, cyberpunk was founded as a genre in the 80s when Japan was really,
Yeah, exactly. It's fully meta-ing the fucking trope. And I love it.
Because, you know, what I'm trying to do is, the reason I don't want to stick to the Cyberpunk 2077 or Cyberpunk Red canon is because I don't want to be tied down by the burden that is Night City, which is a beautiful city, but, like, the lore for Night City started being written in the late 80s. So when they wrote Cyberpunk 2077 in, I guess 2020 or 2019, some of the events that took place in that world in 2023 were written in the 80s. So, like, there's too much baggage. And there's also copyright issues.
Yeah, that's the most important things.
Yeah, but I also just don't like the idea of, like, the one cyberpunk trope I don't like is the hyper-developed city that is obviously pretending to be Tokyo or New York without calling it Tokyo or New York.
For the record, y'all, my hyper-developed city is Las Vegas.
That's not a bad one either. One of the unfortunate things about Las Vegas, though, is, you know as well as I do that, like, Las Vegas would be one of the first American cities nuked if America was to be nuked.
Well, this is a world where nukes don't exist, and this is mob-controlled Las Vegas, not current-day Las Vegas. This is like 1920s, 1940s Las Vegas.
In which one of your worlds is this?
There's only one world.
Wait, this is in Galena?
Yes.
Are you doing like a Stephen King fucking...
Not like guns. Like, don't picture the weaponry, don't picture the vehicles. Just picture the control and the way it was enacted in, like, 1920s, 1940s Las Vegas by the mob.
Okay.
Now, picture that mob is mind flayers.
Oh, okay. Okay. Now it's adding up. Okay.
Of course, we can't use mind flayers, but they're super advanced aliens from another time.
And at what point in the story do PCs even run into this?
Probably never. What time will they run into Crack City? Well, that's up to them. But when will they discover the underpinnings of Crack City? Probably never. It's a campaign that I don't ever actually intend to run, but it's there.
Is it going to be in-game?
Of course. The way things are is the way things are. Will you ever come across it? I mean, it's a whole nother side of the planet. Your likelihood in our campaign of ever even going there is not impossible by any means, but it's pretty fucking slim.
Like, without getting too much away, how long would it take to hike? And I'm talking about, like, literally hiking as a whole party from one side of one face of the cube to another side of one face of the cube.
each side of the planet, each edge of the cube is 10,000 kilometers.
I don't know what Pathfinder canon regarding the walking speed for the different races is.
Figure you get about 24 miles per day.
Okay, because I was going with 20. Yikes. Okay. Wow.
It's a big world. Each side is a little bit larger than Asia.
So that would require a shit ton of supplies.
Yeah.
And I mean, you'd have to.
And it's only one side of difference. Because we are starting the campaign here in Aliara.
Yeah.
But this is the Iron Spine Mountains.
Mm-hmm.
And this is Crack City.
Hey. Okay.
So it's actually out of everywhere that you could go, while it is the hardest journey because it involves the Iron Spine Mountains, that is actually like one of the closer destinations as far as each of the other sides and what they have to offer.
Yeah.
But it is by far the hardest fucking journey, and there is no part of this campaign that requires you to go there.
Now, how many sessions do you intend to run this first campaign over?
That is a great question, and it's something that I've been putting a lot of thought into, and I am thinking about 80. So we're probably looking at close to 2 years.
So you don't want to break the campaign down into chapters to make it more digestible.
Oh, it will be in chapters, but the actual like campaign arc, I don't necessarily see this as a 1 to 20 campaign. You'll probably be finishing up somewhere between 15 and 18.
Okay.
But it's a pretty long fucking campaign. And
that's
so
a good thing. But, like, sorry, go ahead.
And that's one of the things that I was kind of putting in my notes as far as session 0 and the things that we're going to cover. But yeah, I'm figuring about roughly 80 sessions, give or take.
I'm reliable, and Steve is reliable, even though he can't always be there. And, you know, I mean, I presume Sean is reliable, and, I mean, Crystal streams with him every week, but, like, what is your plan for characters that need to be played, or not that need to be played, or that have been played, if someone drops out? Will we just try to find someone else to take them over?
I will deal with those things on a case-by-case basis. I am not planning for people to drop out.
No, I know you... No, okay. Fair. I think I'm more of a contingency guy than you are.
Oh, yeah. I absolutely, like, I understand, like, exactly the reason I want to have 7 players is so that I can be assured that I will have at least 4 on any given night.
Oh yeah, we've spoken about that. And I mean, I feel like that's pessimistic, to only have 4.
Oh, no. I expect that most nights we'll have 5 or 6, which is better.
Yeah.
But if we have...
most nights we'd have 6 or 7.
If we don't have 4, then I worry for the party's survival. Like, 3 is a very dangerous number, and that is why that's my thinking.
I get you. But then again, I mean, I don't know if this is something you do, but it's something that I used to do. And again, I haven't DM'd since high school, maybe junior college. Is that I would have, within the existing meta, I would have kind of side quests, I guess is the best way to put it. Like, kind of one-shots, but built for the characters.
Yeah, I do have that kind of stuff. But, again, like, if it's one-on-one, that's one thing. But I don't want to do one-on-one with 3 people at the table, because then 2 people are left out. Sure. And as far as anything that is advancing the storyline, like, I will adjust things on the fly to make things as fair as possible. but you have to understand the kind of DM I am. I am not going to just outright kill characters, except in the most egregious of circumstances. That's not my style. That's not my thing. However, I am absolutely going to put the players in situations where the dice will kill them, and then I will allow the dice to kill them.
Yeah. 100%.
If there is no threat of death, the story loses a lot of its tension.
Yeah, my thing, I guess, DM-wise, is I don't think I would kill a character unless they did something really fucking... I don't think I'd put a character in a situation where they could even have more than the impression that they might die if there were, like, if the party was that incomplete, if that makes sense. In as much as, like...
And that therein lies my point. In that even, like, I can adjust things up to a solid point, but my encounters are designed for 4, 5, 6 people. So at once you get down to 3, it becomes a point where I can't really weaken it so much, like, without fundamentally changing things. It also means at that point, if there are 7 players in the campaign and there are only 3 of you there, that means more than 50% are missing the story.
Yes.
And that is also a big problem. So again, it's not a pessimistic thing or an optimistic thing. It's a realistic thing that I understand people have things come up, and I don't want that to cause a damper to the party as a whole.
So let me ask you this, though. From a DM point of view, as someone who's done it a lot more recently than me, if someone warns you the week before that, hey, I really can't make it next week, sorry, I've got this coming on, will you...
I'm going to plan accordingly for the next session, of course.
Okay. So
and just like there will be, at the end of each session, I will ask the players what they think they're going to be doing, what their plans are, what their hopes are for the next session, because while I'm not going to be railroading y'all, I'm not going to be saying this is what you've got to do, I'm not coming in with a plan that must be enacted. I am going to be prepared for what I think is the most likely scenario and what is most likely, or what is the second most likely scenario, for everyone's benefit. And I would like to have that work be put to where it's most likely to be fruitful. So, I will definitely be asking, what the plans are and shit like that. But at the same time, if we end up going completely off script and chasing wild fucking rabbits, I don't have a problem with that either. I have a world for y'all to explore. I want you to explore it. I'm not saying that y'all can't go to Crack City. I'm saying I don't have any current plans to take you to Crack City, but it is there. And it is a gleaming fucking light in the otherwise void of the hellacious and nigh unsurvivable desert. And it does beckon and call all mortal souls to come and please their way to their own demise.
There we go.
It's absolutely fucking there if you want to go. But no, I don't have any intention to introduce this particular group to Crack City. Like, there's a lot of shit out there that's not for you.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying you can't find out. You can find out whatever the fuck you want to along the way, or just completely, y'all can say, you know what, fuck this storyline. We're not interested. We're just going to go exploring, and I will be perfectly fine with it. That is a point at which I would start looking for another group to run this campaign to actually follow this storyline. But if they start it and then decide that they want to fuck off and go somewhere else too, that's also fine. This is the story that I want to write into a book, and I want to do so on the back of a successful campaign.
Yeah, I think
But I
that's
don't need this to be that campaign. I would much rather have a successful campaign than it be this campaign successfully.
Are you saying? Let me try to phrase this. Are you saying that this is more like your alpha test of it, to use tech language?
Ish. I mean, I have started this campaign before. It's never gotten more than a few sessions in because I've never had serious players.
Starting a campaign don't mean shit, and we both know that.
Exactly.
I mean,
Exactly. Starting a campaign don't mean shit. I have never run this campaign, so yes, in that sense, it is an alpha test.
you better let me find a fucking dog, motherfucker. every fucking D&D campaign needs a dog. Is how I've always felt. Or, I mean, it doesn't have to be a dog. It can be a wolf. It can be a whatever. But I've always liked companion animals, personally.
And I don't necessarily have a problem with it either. Have you decided what skill you are abandoning for survival?
Oh, I thought we had already discussed it.
Well, you had suggested acrobatics or athletics, and I'm fine with either or, but you never told me which one.
I was thinking, well, I kind of wanted your advice because you know the Pathfinder system better than me, and I have started reading the free book. Is the free book up to date with the rule set we're using?
As far as I know, yes.
Okay, so it seems to me that given who my character is and how they fight, in their current manifestation, assuming the character doesn't change to like a much later level as it pertains to what weapons they use, etc., it seems like acrobatics would be the thing that would make sense to get rid of. Or to am
Okay.
I right? Or
Honestly, I don't really know either. I mean, this is my first time with Pathfinder 2.
I think I might need to. Can we like it? What I take away is not really that important, right? So, is that something that can wait a bit?
Yeah, no, that's something that we handle session 0, and it's just something to think on until then.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure to be a paladin who's a pacifist who fights by throwing his sword needs his shield.
He doesn't actually throw it. He's a shield basher. Like, I realize I said Captain America, and that does portray throwing, but he doesn't necessarily throw his shield. He is a protector, first and foremost. If he has to attack, it is with his shield, but he's more interested in being out there and making sure that none of his allies get hit in the first place. And if he has to smack your ass back with his shield, he will do so, and he'll do some pretty good fucking damage with it. But, like, he's not out there looking for attacks. He's out there looking to defend and just dealing damage along the way, because sometimes the best defense is knocking that motherfucker out.
Agreed. But at the same time, he's gonna have to realize that at some point he needs to attack and be proactive. Like, characters learn.
Yeah. Sometimes the
Right.
best defense is knocking that motherfucker out.
Yeah. And sometimes the best defense is a good offense.
Well, that's what I meant by knocking that motherfucker out.
With something other than a shield.
Well, that's why he's got an embossed shield, so he can actually do lethal damage with it. And by focusing on the shield, he does more damage with that than he's likely to do with most other weapons. Like, don't look down on the shield as a method of dealing damage.
No, I'm not
You
looking down on the shield.
specialize in the shield, and you get really fucking good with a goddamn shield.
I'm more focused on the story as I know it, and the notion that this character is going to evolve at some point.
And I did figure out how multi-classing in Pathfinder works. You don't actually multi-class. You take a feat that basically gives you another class for that level.
Wait, say that again?
You don't actually multi-class in Pathfinder 2.
Yeah.
Instead,
so on a level 5 Paladin, I take a feat at
you
what?
take a feat that basically gives you a level in the other class and foregoes your level for your regular class.
Now,
So,
one
like,
question
you
that-
get up to level 5, and I do suggest, if you're going to multi-class, do 5 levels. Because 5 is a major breakpoint for every single class.
Yeah.
It's also where you get 4 stat boosts.
But see, I'm only planning on multi-classing if it makes sense for the character's story development.
And I get that. And by that point, there will be plenty of opportunity for you to do so in a way that does.
Right, I mean, I'm not gonna multi-class non-organically unless I decide like I want a spell. Of some sort. Like, otherwise, I don't really see the point in relation to the story, and the story is what comes first. Since I've been entrusted with a lore character, I ain't gonna fuck around, like, beyond what my reading of the authorial intent is, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I get, but like I said, I mean, it is your character. There at no point.
That's why my character is gonna hunt and fish and go looking for dogs in every village he visits because he wants approval. Well, if you want fucking approval, you're gonna get a fucking dog.
A very solid point. Like, I'm not gonna try and argue with that in the slightest little bit. What do you think of Booms
Yeah.
here?
Oh, looking good. What is this character again, Boone?
This is our Goblin Alchemist.
Jesus Christ, who the fuck in our party is gonna do the fighting?
Currently Brother Bonk and Fairheart. Again, don't fucking poo-poo on the damage that a shield can do. But
I'm not
really,
poo-pooing on
like,
the damage the shield can do. I'm poo-pooing on the damage the shield can do in the hands of a pacifist.
But also, you've got Brother Bonk, who is by no means a pacifist.
But Brother Bonk's a ranger, right?
Brother Bonk is a monk.
Oh, right. Who's the ranger again?
Nobody is playing the ranger. The ranger is the one that I tried to give Steven.
Yes, okay. Because we need a fucking offensive sorcerer or a mage, in my opinion, and a ranged character would not fucking hurt. In terms of party.
The ranger is not so much a ranger either. The ranger is a fucking tiger who has another fucking tiger.
Wait, and it's a tiger, like, with no human characteristics, so no opposable thumbs?
No,
nothing like that?
she's a tabaxi, but she is a tiger tabaxi, and she attacks more like a fucking tiger. She has claws and teeth, and she gets in there and fucking bites, and she always has the advantage because she has another fucking tiger with her, and they hunt like wolves.
Yeah.
Only like cats that are wolves. Or like wolves that are cats.
So right now, party composition is me, Paladin, Monk, Brother Bonk, the druid that Steve just chose, who won't always be there. Who is Crystal playing again?
I don't know. I have not heard from her. And I also don't know what Ben's character is, but it's not on the list.
And Sharn?
Sharn is playing Brother Bonk.
Oh, fuck, right. And based on your past experiences with Ben, what type of characters he tend to play.
You don't know Ben.
No.
There ain't no fucking telling.
Oh boy. So it could be a dwarven fighter as much as it could be.
It could be any goddamn thing, any goddamn thing.
That he imagines. Okay.
Yeah.
And he has a very vivid imagination.
Oh, yeah. That man can make some characters. That's why I was like, you know what? Have that, build whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. There's not that many people that I'm going to give carte blanche. I have to know what you're going to do. Yeah. And I don't know what he's going to do, but I know what he's going to do.
You know he's going to make a good character. The question
is whether or
not it's going to be a lore character or not.
Oh, no, it will be. Because there is no part of Galil that exists without Ben.
Fair.
Like, that is the real reason behind it. It's not that I think he's not going to bring me a broken character. It's number one that I trust him that even if he does, it's not going to be a problem.
So if he
and number two,
there's a fair chance it'll still be a story character.
Exactly. But in number two, like, I know that he knows the lore well enough that I don't need to give him guidance. He will come up with something that not only fits, but actually introduces something really good that I like.
Okay.
Because that's just, I mean, there's literally no part. He is instrumental in there actually being a planet called Galil. He helped me formulate the world on which to place all of my ideas and all of my experiences and all of my cool storylines. Like, he is literally fundamental to the planet.
Which one of you is responsible for the cube?
Me.
Okay. Was that one of the first?
Yes, that is literally the first conceit. Like, if I'm going to make a planet, I need to make something crazy about it. Not going to do a ring world because that's already been done. I'm not going to do this or that or the other thing because they've already been done. And done well.
What's the name of that AD&D meta that was like in the desert? In 2.5? Do you know?
Dark Sun?
Yeah. Is that what you're talking about?
No.
Oh. I owned Dark Sun back in the day, and I ran it a few times.
I do have some elements from Dark Sun here, like the desert side, Kamidora.
Yeah.
Which is where Crack City is. It's very much Sandstorm, Dark Sun compatible. Like that's the aesthetic there.
Yeah.
And for those who are unfamiliar with old school D&D, Dark Sun is very that one level in Mario where the sun is pissed off and is attacking you your entire run through.
Pretty much.
That's Dark Sun.
I fucking hated the lore of that fucking campaign when I ran. I mean, we never finished it, so maybe it got better. But like at that time as a teenager, I was too young to be running Dark Sun.
Fair. So how do you like the sound of this lore as kind of a nutshell for Kamidora? After the breaking of the world, or before the breaking of the world, Kamidora was a Great Plains land. After the breaking of the world, because the rotation of the planet got all fucked up, Kamidora started getting way too much sun and started to suffer for it. At first, it grew insanely vibrant because the sun fed everything. But as the heat just increased and increased and increased as the side continued to get less and less and less sun, eventually everything pretty much just died off, leaving a great desert land. And then that's happening over tens of thousands of years. 90,000 years into this, there is a crash of an alien ship into that same side of the planet. And it is going so fast that the reverberations from this crash actually cause structural damage to the planet And what starts out as a hole at the impact crater eventually extends into a canyon that stretches all the way across the planet and creates a huge mountain range on another side. Enter the Iron Spine Mountains. Enter the crack in the world. And then, as a consequence of all of the chaos caused by this rupture in the world, combined with all of the crops continuing to die off because there is no night, there is a war between the halflings and the gnomes versus the giants. And the giants are destroyed to extinction. And as part of the final battle, there are a couple of those stone giants who die right at the edge of the crack and fall across it, and are just big enough to actually land on the other side, and therein create a natural bridge across this gigantic fucking chasm in the earth. And upon that, those corpses are poured cement and whatnot and built into a fully supported, very strong bridge. And upon that bridge is built Las Vegas.
The giants falling across is probably my favorite part of the lore. Now, I'm going to sound like an asshole English teacher here, but that's not my intent. I'm just putting you on the spot. Justify the alien spacecraft.
I don't need to. I have that justification, but that is so far beyond player Ken.
Okay.
But
because the only reason I say that is because it feels like a Deus Ex Machina. Like, it feels like...
okay, you want to know, and for the stream here, this is Super Alpha, this is actually where the Illithid come in, but again, we're not calling them Illithid. But the storyline I love about the Illithid is that for millennia, and I mean untold millennia, Mind Flayers ruled the universe. And then...
the universe that Galil is in.
yes.
Okay.
And then they realized that the universe was going to end. And so in order to increase the extent of their reign, they went back in time to take over the universe earlier and find a way to prevent its demise.
Okay, so they're also from the future. I get it. That's fine. That justifies the conceit, especially if it's not known to the player. Yeah.
Yeah, that is one of those things that there is honestly no way that players can ever possibly find out, but it's there. That is deep lore.
Well, there must be some way for the fucking player to find it out.
I mean, is it technically possible? Yes. Is it technically possible to find that out and survive? Not really, because you would have to take over a fucking elder brain to get that information.
Don't dare people to do it. What characters could even take over an elder brain?
I don't think it's technically... like, I don't think there is any kind of law as to how to do that. Like, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't exist. I'm not saying I couldn't invent a scenario if it came up, but I am saying I have never had a group of characters strong enough to even actually entertain the thought of getting to an elder brain unprotected.
Now, here's a question I have for you with this conceit in mind. This alternate timeline, this future timeline, still exists and is being shaped by the events occurring on Galil, right?
Again, Galil is nexus of multiverses.
Yes, exactly.
So every timeline exists.
So what's to stop another race from time traveling and coming back to Galil?
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
And honestly, they didn't necessarily intend to be here either. There are things that did not go as they planned towards
Yeah,
the
sure.
end of the universe.
And
So
this comes out in like book 8 or something, right?
no, this is again, this is the kind of stuff that like nobody on Galil knows about this. There is not a single person you could find that would actually divulge this information to you. There may be people who suspect that things are not what they seem. No, there are definitely people who suspect that things are not what they seem. There might even be some people who have a step or two in the right direction. But there is not a single fucking soul on the planet that could actually tell you what's going on.
But if you want to maintain the Galil meta, like long term, like say you want to do this into your 60s or whatever, right? Like say you want to make this your life's work, blah blah blah, all that good stuff, right? Like, how can you close the bridge to anything?
The bridge is not closed, sir. The city is built on the fucking bridge.
Oh, yeah. But like saying that no one could ever really like, I don't know. It's like,
You know how they got Capone?
Dillinger got ratted out by his girlfriend. Capone got ratted out by someone.
No, Capone didn't get ratted out. They got Capone on tax evasion. You know what is not happening in Crack City?
Say that again?
Capone was got on tax evasion.
Yeah.
Do you know what is not happening in Crack City?
Taxation?
Tax collection.
So it's a libertarian paradise that looks like Somalia?
Well, I mean, technically, actually, the ones in charge are collecting the taxes.
Okay.
So the ones in charge are not going to be taken down by tax crimes.
Fair point. I mean, I think a lot of people in crypto would be like, why taxes?
Yeah. But I said it's old school mob controlled Las Vegas, which means all of the casinos are paying the mob for protection because, and they don't know who they're paying. They just know they're paying and it's worth it.
Yeah. No, that's a good conceit. I like that.
And also, you know, the fact that those powers that be have incredible psychic powers, that just keeps the gambling machine, the house profits rolling, because everybody has a vested interest in making more money.
Okay, so which races have been killed off on Galil again?
Many.
Humans are almost killed off, right?
No. Humans are still alive and thriving. Humans only have 2 lands left, but humans can still be found fucking everywhere.
So what was I thought there was a fucking very common race that was completely killed off.
Yes. There have been a few. There we go. The Karasta are almost dead, but not completely gone.
Okay.
Actually, no, they are completely gone. They just took a long time to die out after their extinction event happened. Their extinction event was when that alien ship crashed, because the speed and the friction and the fires as it landed happened to catch their fields, and then their fields just burned and burned and burned and burned.
Yeah.
And there were very heavy losses and casualties that day, but more importantly, just the entire being of their species was wiped out.
Okay.
We also have the Tizya, which came about in 1029, but they completely forgot any of their history before 1111. As one of the key members of their race got hit by balefire. To the point where it didn't erase the species from existence, but it did affect their memory as a species because key notes were lost and never existed.
Okay.
We also have the Maguso, which were created in 1046 and were also had key members hit by balefire in 1111. Only theirs was serious enough that the race entirely stopped existing on that day. In that moment, there were no more. We have the Sonoder, who were kind of a partner race to the Maguso. They were very much kind of codependent on each other in a more distinct manner than, say, the halflings and gnomes. Mm-hmm. And when the Maguso stopped existing, the Sonoders were kind of thrown into complete and utter upheaval, and they lasted a few thousand years after that, but they were kind of died out after that. And then we have Xandor is one of the Saurians who unfortunately did not get to create any races because he directly was hit by the balefire in 1111, and therefore no race was created from him.
Okay. And the dwarves, no one really knows they exist.
No, dwarves are kind of out now. They're still rare because they don't like the surface. They don't come to the surface. But, like, there is a dwarf in Alaya for the royal wedding. He is not of, like, of particular note or anything like that, but he is very much an oddity. There is probably only 2 or 3 other dwarves in the city total for the royal wedding. And there might only be one dwarf who is actually a resident of the city, because they typically stay away from the surface.
Makes sense. I thought I'd heard you and Ben talking so many times about, like, people, no one knowing the dwarves existed. Is that earlier in the timeline? Or?
Yeah, no one knew the dwarves existed for a long time, but when we were specifically talking, that was, like, this period here that I'm really working on, which is, like, the first couple thousand years. Dwarves were one of the original races, but they were not a party race. So the second Saurian, Kopru, he wandered off and he was in the Underdark when he had his ascension. And because he was the second, the dwarves were actually the first species that was created. The elves claim first. The dwarves were first. It's literally a matter of 5 fucking minutes.
Okay.
And it's not that the elves are lying. They're just wrong.
Right. So, would it be fair to say that the elves are the most powerful race?
Yes. Hands down. Okay. Absolutely. And that has always been the case. Like, from the very beginning, because after 5 minutes, so first elf arrives when Allegheny disappears. 5 minutes later, Ixtar disappears and the first gnome arrives, and the second elf also arrives.
Okay.
So it's 2-1. And then 5 minutes later, Scioner disappears, the first halfling arrives, the second gnome arrives, the third elf arrives.
Yeah.
So by that point, they're already getting along pretty well. 5 minutes later, Kekel disappears. The first gnome arrives. First gnoll arrives. Another halfling, another gnome, another elf. Gnoll is hungry. First thing he sees is halfling looks tasty.
I like it.
And now you see exactly how the political structure of this world has evolved.
Yeah, but now I also see that how the fuck is anyone supposed to remember all of this?
That's the point. This is all information that is lost to the annals of time, but it informs everything that comes after it. So it is important for Ben and I to know, and it is not important for anybody else.
But at the same time, I don't even know how you and Ben can remember every fucking detail.
That's why I have spreadsheets, sir! So, basically, the way it works is whenever each of the Saurians has their moment and disappears, the first of the new race is created. And then over the next hour, every 5 minutes, another one is created. And the same thing happened with the Saurians. The first 13 were created 5 minutes apart from each other. So
And
that's...
How long is a minute on Galil?
A minute on Galil is exactly corresponded to a minute on Earth.
How the fuck is that possible?
A round, a combat round in Galil is exactly corresponded to a combat round that you're already used to in every other TTRPG, because they're all 6 seconds, and there are 10 of them in a minute. On Galil, that combat round is 10 seconds, but that is 10 Galil seconds, which is equivalent to 6 real-world seconds, so it's the same round.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's the same minute, but that minute is 100 seconds instead of 60.
Yeah. That all makes sense.
And then there's 10 hours per day, and there's 10 days per week.
And how many days in a year?
There are 100 weeks in a year.
So 1,000 days in a year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or we might do 100, I don't know. I haven't really actually planned calendar years yet.
Well, it kind of needs to be synchronous with the measure of time relative to Earth time, or relative to any baseline, I guess, right?
Relative to a baseline, yes. Relative to
Yeah.
Earth, no. Not at all.
No, I'm just saying Earth could be one of the baselines you can make it relative to, yeah.
Yeah, but so like each day in Galil is 16 hours and 40 minutes in Earth time.
Okay, yeah.
That is, the more important thing. Whether we do 100 or 1,000 days per year, is honestly more important on the creative side of things, because we're just gonna call it 100 days per year.
Yeah, no, that's totally...
Because
that's
1,000
totally-
is way too fucking long for a 350,000 year history. That means I've got to come up with so much more shit.
Yeah. Very much so.
So much more shit.
There's a lot of fucking shit left to do at any time, eh?
Oh yeah, no, and that's why, like, you'll notice these dates, they start out pretty fucking crammed in, as we're talking about, like, right after the first 1,000 years. But then they start to spread out really fucking quickly, because notable events, notable races, start happening less and less frequently.
Yeah.
So by the time thing comes around, there's going to be races that have existed, gone extinct, and been forgotten. There are going to be more of them than are currently extant within the world. It is a harsh fucking place that is difficult to survive. And everyone who has survived has done so for a fucking reason.
Yeah, no, that all adds up, yeah. That adds up quite well, in fact.
Now, what I do need to figure out, that I've got a couple of good ideas for, but I haven't actually nailed it down yet, is how and when, even more so than where, but how and when changelings come into play. Because they're definitely fucking here. But I have not figured out their actual introduction yet. What do you like for that?
I honestly have no idea. I don't even know where to begin. Like, how do we, how's that even to be determined?
I mean, it's got to be something non-standard. That's really it. Like, we have a few that it could be the dude that got hit by balefire. That would make sense. It could be the dude that got murdered. That would make sense. It could be the chick that died in childbirth. That would also make sense. It could be not from a Saurian. That would also make sense. It could be just a normal happening with a Saurian. That would also make sense. Like, there are so many options here. And then there is, when did it happen? I mean, I want it to be more than 10,000 years ago. But I don't necessarily want it to be within the first 10,000 years. First 10,000 years is pretty fucking packed already.
Yeah.
So, like, somewhere between 50 and 200K, I think is the sweet spot. That's still a big fucking range.
It really is. But there's so many moving parts. It's like very difficult for me to wrap my head around, like, why something should happen, when, and where.
Yeah, see, world creating is a real fucking thing. Anyone who thought it was easy.
It's I think it's more complicated, or when you're doing everything at once. Like, not that that's a bad thing, but it's just like it's intrinsically more challenging, because rather than being able to, how can I put it,
compartmentalize and focus on one thing.
and build things as you need them to come about, you really have to do it all right from the start. And I think that's more prominent in fantasy than or maybe sci-fi too, than in other genres.
Honestly, I feel like that is correct in a lot of ways. More so fantasy than sci-fi, but more so sci-fi than other genres. And that's because in sci-fi, a lot of times you are starting with today's world and projecting forward, but you're still projecting forward quite a ways. And then in fantasy, you are literally starting from fucking scratch.
Yeah.
Like, there is fantasy that exists in this world, but not much, and not much of that is good.
I don't think you're starting from scratch, because I think fantasy is often based on, like, really prominent, like, archetypes from
tropes,
philosophy.
archetypes, yeah, but I mean as far as your world. Like, when you're building a world, you are literally starting from scratch, because you don't have an Earth to base things off of.
100%, exactly, yeah. So that is the really challenging part in my mind. I mean, like, as I'm building, like, Earth in 2040, somewhere between 44 and 47 in my book, novel, game, whatever the fuck we want to call it, right?
Alright, I have a question about your world, since you are rebuilding the world in the future.
Mm-hmm.
What is the conceit of your world as far as the 2024 election?
No, that's interesting. I don't know if I would reveal that in the first book.
Fair, but you've been asking me questions that no player has a right to. So.
I mean, I think that I would make that decision when it served the plot, because the U.S. is going to get nuked sometime in the 2030s, and it's going to get nuked by its friends.
You think we're going to have friends in the 2030s? Oh, your kindness, sir. Wow. I mean, you really are Canadian.
it can be done either way, because like I think there's more to it than Trump versus Biden. Like I keep bringing up that song to you, the Rich Man North of Richmond. Well, like without getting into the song itself, the Republicans quickly appropriated it because they were like, well, clearly this guy's singing a country song, and he's singing about like welfare being a bad thing. And then he had to release a video clarifying, no, like, you should not have played this at the Republican National Debate, or Republican primary debate. This song was written about the people who were on the stage. And then he's like, I'm not criticizing welfare, I'm criticizing the fact that people on welfare can't buy fresh fruit. Like, that they have to buy fudge rounds, which is kind of the joke. So like that division, which goes beyond overt politics, I think exists independent of who wins election. And in that respect, I would say that it doesn't matter who wins the 2024 election. What matters is that America continues to fall apart from the inside.
Well, yeah, in that instance, I would say it definitely doesn't matter who wins the election.
I mean, I think that's happening because, like...
It is, 100%.
It's like my world aside, right? Where there will inevitably be civil war. Like, right now, the conceit that I have, and this might change, is that Canada is party to nuking the U.S. because it's just become too unstable. And originally it was
Spicy.
Canada and Brazil. But now I'm leaning towards it being Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. Because Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and Great Britain and the U.S. are part of the intelligence alliance called Five Eyes.
Yeah.
And London gets nuked before, not Britain, just London gets nuked before, London gets nuked in 2034, if I'm not mistaken, and Ireland is reunified after a civil war the next year. So, yeah, America gets nuked after that. And when I say America gets nuked, it gets nuked. And I'm planning to use the 4 submarines, the nuclear submarines that America gave Australia a prominent role in this backstory, because I just think it's kind of hilarious.
Okay, yeah, I don't disagree.
I haven't figured out what to do with China yet. Part of me likes to think that, like, like we were talking about Taiwan earlier, right? And I really like that idea. That America actually wins that war against China, but that it's a Pyrrhic victory. Because it leads to, like, the ultimate disintegration of America from the inside. It's like, you have all these external forces, and then you have, like, the costs that are brought about by the war, and that's kind of what brings America to the brink, and what leads its quote-unquote partners to just decide, like, well, it's time to abort you. But, like... the challenge I have, and that you clearly have, and not that I'm saying it's a challenge in like a pejorative that you can't handle it way, just it's a challenge, is that I want my player to know my world without bombarding them with information. I want characters to refer to how the world became this way in passing. like when I introduced the rocker boy in who would be a PC, like a rocker boy is like you never played Cyberpunk 2077, right?
No.
It's basically a rock and roll artist type person who is also like a street fighter slash gangster slash like political icon in many cases. Even though they might not want to be.
Okay.
And like you find out that in my story you find out that London was nuked at the moment when I introduce that character. Well, when someone else mentions him. And at the same time, like, I'm trying to be playful or an asshole there. So, like, Prince George, like, the third, like, Prince William's son in England, who's, what, like, 7 years old or something right now? And, like, that killed Prince George of England when London was nuked in 2033, or something like that. So, I'm trying to make it, like, make the lore, just emerge naturally from the storyline, but that I think that's a massive challenge, to say the least. Probably more so for your world than mine. Beyond that, the other challenge I'm having is I like first person narration. And I like the idea of having the first book because I would like, you know, if this, I'm planning on publishing it myself, but hear me out after this though. Like I plan on it not being standalone. I plan on it being like a series or whatever. And this being like the originating meta. But I plan. I mean, I like publishing is a bitch, and if ever a publisher wanted to pick up a book I wrote, they'd be more than welcome to buy the rights to it, right? But I'm planning on releasing it self-published, but not in the way that you think. Because I was looking into this a few weeks ago, and I meant to tell you this because I know you had ambitions to publish, well, I don't know what the first book would be called in your series.
I don't know either. We would need it to be at least, you know, in process of writing to have a title for it. I plan to be calling the YouTube series the Two-Door Saga.
I don't think that's a very good book name, though.
No, I don't think so either. I think it works for the YouTube because it's like Dragon Memories presents live play the Two-Door Saga. It's really just to name the campaign. It's a good name for the campaign. It's not a good name for a book.
Name for the campaign. Yeah, but I mean, obviously, if this is a book, it would get confusing as fuck for people looking at the tutors. So the thing I found out is that, you know, do you know what an ISBN number is?
Yes. I couldn't tell you what the acronym is, but it's books SKU numbers.
Standard, it's either International Standard Book Number or International Standardized Book Number.
Something like that, yeah.
It's one of the two. You know that CreateSpace independent publishing? Okay, sorry, let me start from the beginning. If you solely publish something as an ebook or an audiobook, you do not need an ISBN. If you publish something that can be printed as a paper book, say via Amazon's CreateSpace thing, you do need an ISBN. Now, and ISBNs are issued by the countries in which they originate, whatever. Now,
Damn it.
now, okay. So, if you go with the CreateSpace Amazon shit, and you get the ISBN, you can never publish the book in paper form under that ISBN outside of the Amazon printing system.
Oh, okay. I didn't know about that particular aspect of it, but I do know about Amazon's fucking bullshit shenaniganery regarding anything done in the publishing world with them.
Yeah, so that's off the table. So I think I already own the domain, but I'm gonna basically start Rogue Publishing or Rogue Publisher or Rogue whatever. And
Oh
just
yeah,
get a
what's
fucking
speaking of which, what's my oh wait, I guess that other thing, what's my first assignment? Let me know in chat so that it's, because obviously not streamable. But yeah.
Oh, the thing with the
Yeah,
the
thing
where,
with the thing.
Whatever you want. Like literally whatever you want. I'm probably gonna be bringing it live at some point this week and not immediately pumping it through social media, so that way it'll look more organic because there'll be a backlog of articles dating back. And obviously there's no monetization until Google
Until there
gets
is,
at it.
yeah.
Say what?
There's nothing until there is.
Right, so what I was going to say is, like, you don't have to write anything now, because, like, I mean, there won't be any monetization of it. You can if you
It
want
will
to.
be good to help it grow.
Well, no, in the sense that one of the criteria that Google looks at is how many pages there are on a website. So, if you decide to, like, write one or two things in the next 2 weeks, and I write, like, 8 of them, or 10, or whatever, like, and I build a store of some sort with, like, t-shirts or whatever, it'll probably get approved for AdSense immediately. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, cool.
But AdSense takes...
Forever
It
to
can
matter.
No, it could take a day or it could take a month. I already have AdSense on Prime Rogue Inc. and, like, the funny thing is, like, let me go to my AdSense. Like, we were talking about, I don't know if it was me and you or me and Steve that were talking about, like, how much it pays out. So, like, it pays out by impression and by click, right? And obviously clicks pay more of an impression.
Naturally.
Now, I may have clicked accidentally once, which you're not allowed to do, but you're more than welcome to go click whatever the fuck you want. But, so, the day I posted that, that article, God damn it, the Atomic Hub thing, right? The site advertising revenue was $4 and some odd cents off of 112 people who viewed it, which was 240 ad impressions. Okay.
Okay.
Now they extrapolate from that to create a statistic called impression RPM, and that's the basically how much money you would make if you had 1,000 for each 1,000 visitors. So, like, it's basically, it's pretty consistent across times when I post shit, is that my site would, like, Prime Rogue Inc. would probably make an average of $30 per 1,000 impressions, which is actually pretty good. Because the range is generally 5 to 50.
Okay.
So being right in the middle, it is pretty damn decent. Yeah, it's really clicks that seem to pay. Because, like, I've had days where I've had one click that's been worth $2.85. I don't know what the fuck it was for, and they sure as fuck don't tell you. But I've also had days where I had 3 clicks and it was worth 47 cents. So like, the key is to drive traffic, right?
Yeah.
It certainly pays more than peaked, but I've never done it in a way that's like serious, but I'm planning on starting to, so that could be interesting. Because I mean, like, sites make several hundreds or thousands of dollars a month with that, just sometimes just linking to other fucking blogs, which also increases your search engine optimization. But yeah, no, these are all things to figure out. But yeah. I was just not really feeling it this past weekend, to be quite frank with you. I was just like, ugh. Fuck it. But, yeah, I'm kind of more in the groove today.
That's good. Yeah, I've been kind of out of it as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for some reason, like, I didn't realize you weren't on I mean, for some reason I thought you were going to be on Thursday night, so I came in at, like, around stream time, and, like, Steven
I
came in.
usually am, so it was fair. I just, I was preoccupied.
Sure, no, but what's funny is that Steve came in, and we had, like, a brilliant, like, hours-long, it was a long conversation, brilliant long conversation. It was just funny. I think Sean was there, too. You missed out on a good conversation, sir.
Yeah, no, that happens often, and I encourage this. As much as it sucks to miss out on it, like, I'm so glad when I fucking get on and I see that y'all have exchanged, like, 180 fucking messages. It's like, awesome. People I introduced are really getting along.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you know, the thing is, like, him and I don't have to go work in a fucking kitchen.
Yeah.
So we can fucking just, like, it's not like we're, you know, we can have a what do you call it, like a running conversation over the course of a day that you're gone for, and then you have to try to catch up with.
Yeah. And most of the time I do, and sometimes I'm like, you know what, fuck that. Catch me up, y'all.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's how I would do it too. Like, at some point it's just a little ridiculous to be like, you gotta catch up on this fucking, like, these 300 messages. And half of them are nonsense. So.
Oh, that's fucking great.
I think memes on the mountain is going quite well.
Yeah, could definitely be better, but it's a solid start. I will take it.
Well, that's it. It's a solid start. Exactly. I'd like to see more people posting in there.
Exactly. That's what I meant by it could be better. But yeah, no fucking complaints whatsoever. It's doing great.
Anti-Socialist is doing a lot of upvotes, I believe. Unless those are my posts and he's upvoting them because I'm on his curation. I don't know. You told me you also get upvoted by Freeborn Society, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, every time I post, it's fucking strange, right away. Have you ever done any of the freewriter stuff on Hive?
No, you linked me to it and I checked it out, but I haven't fucked with it yet.
Because I have, like, the daily prompt, too, and, like, I mean, I don't know how much I've been making off them, but I saw some, I saw a 0.46 vote earlier, or 0.52. But,
Yeah, I've been meaning to get to it. I just have not yet. But honestly, I'm looking at the time and I'm realizing that I am 8 hours away. No, 9 hours away. But 9 hours away from my interview with Dwayne. So it's 3:43 here. I'm gonna go ahead and call it.
You should. And if you don't mind sticking around for 5 minutes, just so we can talk about that thing really quick.
Yeah, absolutely. But for those out in the crowd, thank you so much for hanging out. As always, I have been Rick. You've been on the mountain. It has been a wonderful time. And as mentioned, we will be back on with Dwayne for Off the Cuff in 9 hours. And we'll be right back here. Same bat time, same bat channel. I lied. I'm taking tonight off. We'll be back here tomorrow for New Game Tuesday. So that will be 36, 30, 45 hours. That doesn't sound right either.
It will be in 2 plus 19 plus 24, 43 hours.
Yeah, that sounds better. Anyway, in the meanwhile, keep kicking ass, because youth